Welcome back to our show. This is an unbelievable show we have tonight. A visit to Roosevelt Island, elevator races, the man to first break the speed of sound, Chuck Yeager, Marshall Crenshaw, Marv Albert will be helping us out with the elevator races, and everybody in the studio audience tonight gets free appliances, so it's quite a night. My first guest is Brother Theodore. Now, if you've never seen him work before, this is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. He is a philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist. As he admits in his own philosophical way, TV without Brother Theodore is like a rose without a thorn. Please sit back now, phone the relatives, and welcome Brother Theodore.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had intended to speak tonight on pea-green pimples. I felt I had some right to do so, having had so many myself. And over there in Europe, it was this very subject which earned me my reputation as a top conversationalist and fiery orator. No matter when or where I spoke in those days, the crowd would storm the platform, knocking each other down, simply to get near me and tighten my suspenders. Mothers would hold up their unborn brats and shout for a blessing. Duchesses would laugh shrilly and dance like dervishes. Princesses would roll on the ground and beseech me for strictly personal treatment. Husky men would turn aside to hide their tears. And wherever I went, the sick in heart, same-day cleaners, women's clubs, horseflies would follow me in a whirlwind of ecstasy and settle down on my shoulders. Americans are different, not quite so emotional, not quite so pimple-conscious, and that is probably why it was suggested that I now select something which comes closer to your conception of sophisticated television fare. My friends, today, as some of you probably know, today commemorates the anniversary of the death of Willibald Wönnecke, critic, poet, playwright, who in 1909 died of running ears and athlete's foot. Just before kicking the bucket, Wönnecke managed to scribble a note of poetic farewell to Anna Mümmelmann. Anna Mümmelmann, no good hussy and cheap floozy. Anna Mümmelmann, lady of his lifelong love. Little did he know that these last simple words were to become a milestone in German literature, were to sing on in the hearts of millions. The translation you are about to hear is the only one in existence, and I hope I've succeeded in capturing some of the witching, haunting, and as I might say, wombly breathular mood of the original, the chaste happiness of its rhythm, the logamundidi of its gugu. Wönnecke's poem is entitled To Anna. Why do you think it is entitled To Anna? Hmm? Precisely, To Anna. Thank you, sir. I'm squirming with delight to meet an intellectual colossus. You are absolutely right. Wönnecke's poem is entitled To Anna because the girl's name was Anna. And if you consider that the girl's name was Anna, wouldn't it be perfectly foolish revolting and ridiculous to have the poem entitled To Florabelle. We are not prisoners of logic here, I know that. But let's not get too sloppy in our thinking, please. Oh, Anna, beloved one of all my senses, I yearn for you. You, of you to you, I to you, you to me. We. Who arest thou, mysterious maiden? Arest thou? People say thou arest. Let them talk. Thou wearest thy hat on thy feet. Thou wearest thy hat on thy feet, and walkest on thy hands. On thy hands thou walkest. Black, I love you, Anna. I love black to you. You, of you to you. I to you, you to me. We. Oh, Anna fair, purple is the crimson of thy yellow hair. Oh, Anna blue, golden is the tinkling of thy kangaroo. The homely maiden in everyday dress, thou self-appointed kangaroo. I love to you, and I'm going to give it to you good and hot. I'm going to give it to you good and hot, smack in the entertainment center. Do you know it, Anna? Es gibt zwei Sorten Ratten, die Hungrigen und die Satten. Die Satten bleiben vergnügt. Die Hungrigen aber wandern aus. Sie wandern viel tausend Meilen, ganz unerlasten und weilen geradeaus in ihrem grimmigen Lauf. No use. The infantile gigglers keep giggling. The smart-alecky smirklers keep smirkling. A house full of pigs ganging up on one butterfly. I don't blame you, my friends. I blame myself. I should have known better. One shouldn't try to sell roses in a fish market because of your boorish behavior, because of your rudeness, because of your tactlessness, because of your obvious lack of understanding. The German anthem will be omitted tonight. That's right. Omit it. Omit it.
Brother Theodore. We'll be right back to talk with this man after you take a look at this. Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much. Welcome back to our show. Brother Theodore is here with us now. In the introduction, metaphysician, philosopher, podiatrist. Shouldn't it be Dr. Theodore as opposed to Brother Theodore?
This is totally optional.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, suit yourself.
Okay, but
please do.
You don't strike me as a real easygoing guy.
Well, David, we just met.
That's right.
How can you possibly say I don't strike you as this or can strike you as that? I am in my personal life a very, very tender, soft, sweet, dumb person. There's a girl here in the audience. She calls me her little schnapsy-babsy. So, I mean, I'm easygoing. I am an easygoing guy, and that's it.
Now, would you describe yourself as being a pessimist, though? You seem, you called this fine audience a house of pigs.
Or should I have called them a house of crocodiles?
No, no, no. This is a fine group of folks we assemble here nightly. Would you say that you are a pessimist?
Well, I feel any intelligent person has to be a pessimist. I feel bad when I feel good, and I'm afraid I'll feel worse when I feel better, and I think there's a good reason for that. Just look around. This is not a world in which roses stay roses for long. Mm-hmm. The moment we are born, we are old enough to die. Life is a fatal disease. From hour to hour, we ripen and ripen and ripen, and then from hour to hour, we rot and rot and rot and rot. It is my sincere wish, David. It is my sincere wish.
Yes, sir?
May I go on?
Please do. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to say it is my sincere wish that immediately after my death, my head be severed from my body and that it be replaced by a bouquet of broccoli. It's the artist in me.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, beauty is always beauty, especially when it is ugly. To me, the most nourishing part of an apple is always the worm. A worm a day keeps the doctor away. 2 worms a day keep 2 doctors away. 3 worms a day keep 3 doctors away. 4 worms a day keep 4 doctors away. 2,345 worms a day keep 2,345 doctors away. And that's a conservative guess.
Kind of a shot in the dark there.
Thank you both for this spontaneous outbreak of deafening applause.
I want, Brother Theodore, it was a pleasure to meet you. I want to thank you for being here tonight. I enjoyed it a great deal, and anytime, please come back and see us again.
I want a shorter interview next time.
All right, we'll try to arrange that. Brother Theodore, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Larry Bud Melman, here to tell you about all the hubbub at Melman Bus Lines. We're changing the numbers on every bus. Soon our number 1 bus will be the number 2, and our number 2 bus will be the 3. It's complicated, I know, but leave the mathematics to us. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and travel in pride, knowing you're riding a bus with a shiny new number. And by the way, in case you're wondering, when it comes to numbers at Melman, you, the passenger, are always number 1. Thank you.
Hello there and welcome back to the program. My first guest tonight is making a return appearance here. The last time he was on the show, he called himself a philosopher, a metaphysician, and a podiatrist. He is a very unique individual with a very unique view on life. Please welcome Brother Theodore. How do you do? Nice to see you, sir. Thank you very much for being back on the program. What do people call you? Should I call you Brother Theodore, or I suppose Ted is out of the question, huh?
Well, you may call me Adorable Teddy Bear.
No, I won't be doing that. Brother Theodore, or?
Brother Theodore, anything is okay.
Theodore.
Theodore.
Let's, now we read the introduction there, which is a little joke and so forth. Let's tell the folks what it is you do for a living.
This is nearly impossible, you know. This is one of the questions I dread.
Oh, well, I certainly have selected a good one then, haven't I?
My brochure tells very clearly what I'm doing. I'm a philosopher, a metaphysician, and a podiatrist.
Yeah. And from these areas you earn a living?
From these areas combined, I do earn a rather meager livelihood.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're also, you're a performer in addition.
Yes, I'm a performer, and I'm very upset that today I'm forbidden to perform Yeah, I was forbidden to perform, ladies and gentlemen. My boss, the handsome young prince, the gorgeous, handsome, witty, charming young prince, forbade me to perform because he feels that if I perform, you will think I'm insane, which I am, but not in the way you think. So now I'm supposed to give a cultured, quiet, well-modulated interview, and I will probably be asked the usual questions, what I have for breakfast. That's different.
Yeah. Now you want, let's clear this up. You're being silly. Nobody's forbidding you to do anything, are they?
Well, it wasn't the word forbidding is too strong, but I was told on the telephone that I should refrain.
No?
I should refrain from being strong, interesting, brilliant, witty. All this is no good. Today they want to find out what makes me really tick.
Oh, no. I mean, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But now the last time you were on the show, you performed, and what happened was we didn't get enough time to talk to you afterwards, so the thinking was this time we'll just talk, and then you can perform another time.
I should try my very, very best to be cooperative and please you.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're doing a fine job so far. Now I know on other television programs, people have actually hissed and booed you, haven't they? No.
And on these other television shows, I was ordered to be hissed. I was ordered, for instance, I remember very clearly on the Merv Griffin show, he had this guest, what is his name? This horrible comedian. I forgot his name.
Well, no, let's get to his name.
No. I really forgot it. He was very famous in those days. And I think Merv detested him. He absolutely detested him. But as he was for 1.5 hours his favorite guest who sat there all the time, the producer of the show said to me in the last minute before it came out, give it to him good, be nasty to him. And we almost came to blows. The audience that had come to see him and not me hissed every word I said and glorified him. But the end result was that when the letters and telegrams came in, the audience was for me and not for him. The audience that had come to see him were for him.
And you won them over.
And I won them. No, I didn't win them over.
You didn't win them over?
No. I won the audiences at home.
Oh, the folks at home, the home viewers. Yeah, all right. We're going to continue talking with Brother Theodore about anything you want to talk about. You're not forbidden to do anything, and we'll be right back. The show. This gentleman, of course, is Brother Theodore. Tomorrow night on our program, we will have vaudevillian Maxie Furman. Do you know Maxie Furman, Brother Theodore?
I don't know anybody.
Don't know anybody? Well, then, yeah. I guess the likelihood of you knowing this guy would be slim, then. And also comedian A. Whitney Brown. Sounds like a pharmaceutical company. Come on. Pharmaceutical company, doesn't it? And startling predictions from the National Enquirer, plus we answer our viewer mail. That's tomorrow night. And we're talking now with the Brother Theodore, and a few minutes from now, 83-year-old marathon runner Noel Johnson will be joining us. Are you married, Brother Theodore?
No, but years and years of marriage prepared me for years and years of divorce. Divorce American style. We parted friends.
Oh, that's nice.
She got the house, she got the furniture, she got the car, the bank account, 50% of my earnings, and I got custody of the cat. It seems we were not meant for each other.
Yeah.
I was a Scorpio, she was a librarian. No chance.
Well, now that you're out on the open market again, what kind of woman are you looking for, or what kind of women do you date?
Well, what I'm really looking for is a rich widow of 13. I have a Lolita complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You like younger women?
Yeah, very, very, very young. With tiny, bouncy breasts. And a frenzied little behind. 90 pounds of submissive, quivering flesh. The perfect portable mistress.
Oh, boy. Now, a lot of people are going to be offended by that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Who should be offended by that?
Well, I think women, maybe anybody, but you're talking about young girls. You're not talking about someone who is 18 or 21.
Yeah, because I'm not a hypocrite. I mean...
Now, had you actually date this kind of woman, or is this just a fantasy?
It's just a fantasy.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever come close?
Yeah, 16.
Really?
Yes.
You've had a relationship or dated or at least waved to a 16-year-old girl?
Yeah, I did wave, and not even with my hand.
Taking a turn for the ugly, hasn't it?
You are asking dangerous questions.
I know. That's why I'm going to change the whole topic area.
You provoke dangerous answers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, let's just wrap it up by saying I hope you find a woman that you're happy with.
Yeah, I hope so, too.
Okay. Now, what about this quadrupedism? Am I pronouncing that properly?
Yeah, please. This was decades ago. This was... I don't want to talk about that anymore. There's a previous incarnation. You see, there are those of us, I have to explain that, there are those of us who dwell in darkness. There are those of us who walk in light. Whatever we aim at, with all our might, that we shall surely achieve. I have always aimed at nothing, and I've always hit it. Now my day is over, and the night draws near. I have nowhere to go, and no one to go with me. I roll in the gutter alone, unshaven, with a coated tongue and a bloodshot eye, and I have no dough left for dope. I hallucinate on tap water. I find it hard to sit still in one spot, and impossible to sit still in two spots. My sleeping pills are messing up my horoscope, and when I listen to rock and roll, my eardrums bleed. I detest everything I stand for. To be Brother Theodore is no bed of roses. I'm the bride at every funeral. I'm the corpse at every wedding. Each time I look in the mirror, I burst into tears. The mature beauty of my riper days, carcass disease. There is no mail in the mailbox. The telephone never rings. The party is over. Thank God, David. Thank God I'm a Scorpio with the moon in my 12th house. Mm-hmm. That's always been a great consolation to me in my hours of distress.
You ever do any water skiing?
Ladies and gentlemen, I resent this applause. I can say the same thing and I don't get the applause because I'm not as charismatic as he is.
No, that was just...
Have you ever done any water skiing?
Very nice. Now, we're getting back to quadrupedism.
No.
You don't want to talk about that at all.
Just
give us explain what it is.
I was in those days preaching, and there were good reasons for it that you should walk on all fours, but it is such a complicated, deep, philosophical, complex problem that I refuse in a few minutes before a marathon runner comes here. I'm not going to compete with that. You know,
Yeah.
you couldn't explain to somebody who had never heard about Buddhism what Buddhism is.
No.
So I steadfastly refuse to talk about a complex problem of quadrupedism.
Do you mind if I just briefly describe what I know of it? It was your belief that humans should walk on all fours.
Yes,
Was that
yes,
okay?
yes,
just,
yes.
just you know, so
Yes,
so that
why
we know
don't
it.
you?
Well, I just did. I mean, that's all I know about it.
Yeah, but why don't you walk on all fours?
Oh, it does odd things to my suits.
Okay.
Now let's talk about. Are you a believer in the occult? Do you mentioned some of us walk in darkness. Does that?
Yeah, this was a hint that, well, I should say that until very recently, I would never have believed that I could get interested in any kind of metaphysical goulash. I think it's just plain nonsense. Yet, lately I've become quite involved in psychic vibrations. I vibrate whenever I get a chance. I'm full of psychic fluid. I foretell the future. I predict the past. And I don't need a crystal ball. A football, a tennis ball, a mothball, any old ball will do. When the power is upon me, there is no holding me back. I just let loose and prophesy all over the place. I think it's a prophet. It means also it runs in the family. My mumsy and my papsy both died years before I was born. And my sister and my uncle were identical twins, which is probably more than you can say for yourself. Right?
You got me there. That's for sure.
David.
Yes, sir.
If I seem strange, I won't be around much longer. They are after me.
Who is that?
A secret noodle ring in Minnesota. A secret noodle ring in Minnesota. They want to bump me off because I know too much. My life is threatened from one end to the other.
What is it you know too much of exactly? What?
This is their idea.
Oh.
But look here. I crush them all. I'm telling you here, I crush them all. I'm not to be sneezed at. I'm nothing to be sneezed at. I'm a somebody in a century of nobodies. I've always known it, and now I've said it, and now you know it too.
That's right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you doubt my words, just look at me now. At the age of 86, not 83, at the age of 86, no wrinkles, no pimples, no pus, no pestilence. At the age of 86, I'm often mistaken in the half-light for 43. At the age of 86, I spent unforgettable nights in hotel and motel rooms and contemplate navels until the wee hours of the morning. It electrolyzes my body.
Let me say.
It expands my mind. It shrinks hemorrhoids and asteroids.
You're not 86.
Tell me, David, are you publicly telling me that I'm a liar?
No.
Are you publicly telling me that I promise, ladies and gentlemen, I promise that I will be very nice and very courteous to David because he's well-meaning, he seems to like me. As a matter of fact, he's a friend of mine. But when he said to me I'm a liar...
No, I didn't say...
But please!
Don't bang nothing here. Don't be... Now, I'm just saying that I don't think America would believe you're 86. You look like a man, let me guess. Well, you say you're 86. I say you're late 50s.
Well, I happen to be 86.
You're not 86.
Well, if I know...
Let me see some ID.
If I don't have my ID, I have it in the dressing room.
Okay, we'll send him back for his wallet.
Room.
We're going to pause here. We'll be right back with Brother Theodore. we're back. Brother Theodore, and I didn't mean to call you a liar. I was just saying that you don't appear to be a man of 86, and I'm guessing you're probably not 86.
Your apology is accepted.
Okay, good. Now, we got a gentleman coming out later who's 83 and running in a marathon. Do you run at all?
I have a bad leg. 12 years ago, I broke my ankle, and my running days were over.
Mm-hmm. Up to that point, I guess you were fleet as the wind, though, huh? Yeah, exactly. What about the future? What do you see for the future? Any plans for the future?
My future is in the past. That's okay with me, because only what we have lost forever we possess forever. Only where there are graves are there resurrections. Only when we have drunk from the river of darkness shall we truly see. Only when our legs have rotted off shall we truly dance. As long as there is death, there is hope. All our great spiritual leaders are dead. Moses is dead, Muhammad is dead, Buddha is dead, the Reverend Jim Jones is dead. And I'm not feeling so hot myself.
Let me ask, we're running out of time here. If people want to come and see you, where are you going to be performing in the area?
I will be performing in the area, whatever you call area, yes.
Well, North America.
North America, yes.
Anywhere
I'm going to be performing in North America, ladies and gentlemen. And I hate to do a commercial. I detest it, but the management of the theater insisted that I let you know, and the audience know, that beginning of November, on Saturdays at 11 p.m., I will be performing at the 13th Street Theater, a very small, very intimate theater that has the advantage that I can do and say anything I please.
Okay, well, I'm sure people are busy dialing up Ticketron right this very minute. Good luck to you. Come back and see us. Nice to see you again. Brother Theodore, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with the 83-year-old marathon. Thank you very much, Steve and folks. My first guest tonight is a noted philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist. He appears every Saturday evening right here in New York, the town so nice they named it twice, at the 13th Street Theater. Please welcome the one and only Brother Theodore. You look good. Thank you very much for being here. Tell me, I always like to clear up this introduction. Philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist. Is that true?
David, David, my tongue is not long enough to give you a full account of what's really going on. Tonight you will have to unlearn all and everything you have ever learned before. All of your information is misinformation, and what you people call science is really nothing but an organized system of ignorance. I say to you most earnestly, it is far more important to go to heaven than it is to go to the moon. But what do we know about heaven? What do we know about the beyond? Do we know what's behind the beyond? I'm afraid some of us here hardly know what's beyond the behind. Yeah. Creatures of twilight and illusion, we drift toward our unknown ends. And that's why I feel the best thing is not to be born. But who is as lucky as that? To whom does it happen? Not to one among millions and millions and millions and millions of people. I'm telling you, in these days of darkness and doubt, in these days of crisis, in these days of confusion, what the world needs is a truly great soul. I am that soul. I am a cosmodynamic personality
walking through life in beauty and eternal youth. I'm in the prime of my senility. Now, here, on television, I probably look like a pile of mud, but that's only because television is still in its infancy. I am what you might call a controversial figure. People either hate me or despise me. They would rather shake the devil by the tail than shake me by the hand. But with every failure, David, with every failure, my reputation grows. One of these days, you'll see my picture on every postage stamp. One of these days, I'll Theodorize the world!
Is that a Banlon shirt?
I'm sorry.
I know you were. Now I know exactly what you were doing. You were making fun of me because you felt I got a cheap laugh at your expense, weren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Well,
I'm squirming with delight to meet an intellectual colossus. Congratulations.
And
He knew why I was annoyed.
now, let's talk a little bit about your background.
My background. I come from an extremely bad stock. The members of my family were mostly punks. Punks, blockheads, fishwives, vegetarians, triplets, nail biters. But I have always been happy. I was born in Upper and Lower Bavaria. 2 years after the discovery of dirt, I grew up a child prodigy. At the age of 6, my second novel had been published. Before I was 10, I could change my own diapers.
Yeah.
By the time I was 11, I knew how to wave bye-bye. Now, tonight, all of a sudden, my telephone rang. I never answer my telephone unless it rings. It was a member of your staff who asked me, out of the blue.
Who was it? Do you know the man's name? Was it a man?
Yes, it was a man. You want me to
I just want to know the name to make sure it really was a member of our staff.
Robert Morton.
Yes, he's on the staff.
He's on the staff. And out of nowhere, he insisted that I should come here and tell you about my last encounter, my final, ultimate encounter with Lieselotte Bindel. Now, I hadn't slept all night long. I had a murderous toothache. I had an appointment with my dentist. And I don't like in the last minute, when maybe some other guest moves out, let's phone the freak Theodore. You know?
Oh, I see. Your feelings are a little hurt. You feel like maybe we used you, took advantage of
You
you.
misused me,
Misused
David.
you? No, I don't. Gee, I don't think so. We call everybody at the last minute. Everybody here tonight, we got a hold of, I guess, 4:45.
I'm sorry to say that in public. You are a pathological liar.
No. I'll tell you what. Yeah, you're going to do a little of what you do in the theater for us tonight. Is that correct?
Well, that's what I was ordered to do.
No. We'll be back, and Brother Theodore will then show you what you do if you would go to see him in concert, right? The moment all America has been waiting for, if you were to go see Brother Theodore in person, wherever he appears, Las Vegas, Atlantic City, or the 13th Street Theater here in New York, this is what you would enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Brother Theodore.
Lieselotte Bindel. She
She and I were cousins, and we grew up together in my family's old mansion in the forests of Bavaria, but we grew up differently. I was ill of health, always wrapped in gloom, while she, swift, nimble, graceful, roamed through life, plucking its flowers. Lieselotte Bindel, hauntress of my dreams, your wind-blown hair, your witching eyes, your fragrant lips, your lovely young form. Lieselotte, hauntress of my dreams, your lovely young form, your lovely young form. Athlete's foot! Yes, a sudden fit of athlete's foot befell her. Took hold of her feet, her body, her mind, and her habits, and in a manner most subtle, most hideous, corrupted the very essence of her being. Ladies and gentlemen, in the brightest days of her beauty, I had never desired her at all, but now a sickly, frenzied passion for that itchy chick began to obsess me. An incomprehensible craving. And in an evil moment, I brought up the question of necking. Lieselotte, my love, am I your little sunshine? Are you going to molest me? Buchweizengrütze, she said. And I still didn't know where I stood. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I could only stare at her. Her hair was of a dank yellow and fell over her temples like sauerkraut. Her face was sweaty like a chunk of rancid pork and covered all over with pippled popples and slushy pips. And from her nose unto her chin, the worms crawled out. The worms crawled in. And as I stared and stared, her lips, her thin, shrunken lips parted, and in a smile of maiden modesty, her teeth revealed themselves to me. Her teeth! The moving of a curtain, the closing of a door, Lieselotte Bindel had left the room, but my mind still clung to the image of her teeth. Not one speck on their surface, not one shadow on their enamel had escaped me. They had burned themselves into my memory. They had bitten themselves into my brain. They were small, narrow, pointed, cold and capricious. They glistened like rusty nails in the moon. Those teeth, those glittering teeth, those luring, quivering, beckoning, promising pearls of teeth. They were my destiny. They are my destiny. Lieselotte Bindel, slut, psycho, the hell with her. You can have her with bells on. She's yours. I want her teeth. I want them now. And I'm going to rip them out myself. Rip them out. 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 Rip, 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 rip. I am not well, my friend. Not well at all. The only thing that keeps me alive is the hope of dying young.
Theodore, thank you very much. Thank you. Some theater, isn't it? We'll be right back after station identification. We got plenty of stuff, so come on back. Brother Theodore. Thank you, folks. My next guest tonight, we're happy to have him back here. He is a very unique man. He is a self-proclaimed philosopher, metaphysician and podiatrist. It's a pleasure, once again, to reintroduce our old friend, Brother Theodore.
My friends, I'm here tonight to tell you what needs to be told. I feel an itch for public service, and I've got to scratch it. I've just completed my book, Health Through Nutrition, Its Prevention and Cure. According to Pfitzner and Bokanovsky, 4 distinct races preceded man on this planet. The fire mist people, the potato bug people, the yokel people, and the kissable chatterlings. They all had corporeal bodies and propagated by means of propagation, and they all ate food. Where are they now? Unfortunately, the desire to eat is widespread. An evil instinct, a feverish impulse to polish off nutrition, a bestial urge to fill your belly and the bellies of your loved ones with eatables and edibles, with paraphernalia and cadaverous things. A world teeming with paunches, filled to the brim, or half to the brim, or 3/4 to the brim, or 2/3 to the brim, or 7/8 to the brim, or 9/10 to the brim, with that vile, with that obscene, with that tragic substance called food. The digesting that's going on right now in this lovely theater here is enough to turn my stomach. Food filthifies the saliva of your spittle. Food sends you staggering to the bathroom. The foodist way of life is lunacy. It is filling what is empty and emptying what is full. It is berserkery and amokkery, punctuated by the clatter of dishes and the flushing of water closets. Ladies and gentlemen, in spite of my excellent health, I have been ailing all my life. Can't you see what eating does to us? This morning, this very morning, I found a picture of myself when I was 3 months old. What a change. Frightening. Now you say life without eating is bunk. I say you're sin-eaten, butcherous notions. That's bunk. You say nutrition is essential for your diet. You say it gives you zest and zeal and a coat of healthy flesh. I say it gives you diarrhea and constipation. I say it gives you pipple popples and slushy pips. Just punch a finger. That's right. Just punch your pinky into that healthy flesh you talk about. The dent will stay there till the cows come home to roost. And they won't come home. They can't come home. They have no legs. You tore them off and ate them, remember? You are corpse eaters. You are goulash ghouls. You are foodlums. You are belly bombs. The human race, to which so many of you belong, looks to me like a bad joke, like a boo-boo of nature, like a miscarriage of the primal mother. Stop eating tonight. You want health? Do you have it? You long for love? Do you have it? You yearn for peace? Do you have it? Your way of life, my friends, your way of life has failed you time and again. Might it not be wise to try another way? My way, the brother Theodore way. I don't eat. I inhale the light of the sun and the beams of the moon and the breath of the wind. I live on the smell of daffodils. Won't you try it? I need fellow crusaders. I need you, my friends, with your splendid intellects. The world needs you. Your loved ones need you. Won't you help me, help you, help them? I can't do it alone, my friends. I'm not the reincarnated Joan of Arc or something. I'm just plain folks. This world of yours, this beautiful, wide, wide world of yours, you have turned it into a vomitorium. You have turned it into a slaughterhouse. You have turned it into a supermarket, a super morgue for helpless, trusting fellow creatures, the animals and the vegetals. Carnage on the assembly line wherever man sets foot. Billions of good, fat chickens decapitated and their embryos served sunny side up. You crush the grape and drink your blood. You lap up the gore of the tomato, the breath of cabbage, the fumes of French fries, the ooze of kidney sauté hang heavily over the lands. There is doom in the air and a reek of cooked goose. You eat death, how can you hope to live? Can't you see where you're headed? Have you never considered in the quiet cesspool of your minds where you are going?
Thank you. Brother Theodore, I'm sorry we had to cut you off. You ran a little long, but I appreciate you being here.
I didn't run long.
Well, maybe you didn't. Maybe we were running a little long.
You were running
quite
a bit long, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My fault.
I wanted to reach a climax.
Yeah.
I was unable to reach the climax.
But you're probably used to that by now. Now, hey, hold it here. Joke. No, I'm just a joke.
It's too late to apologize.
I'm sorry.
David?
Yes, Ted. May I call you Ted?
I'm squirming with delight. I'm squirming with delight to meet an intellectual colossus. Now, this statement about the climax...
You know, we're out of time again.
Or you can say it, I cannot.
No, it's just, we're out of time. I'm sorry. You'll have to come back.
Night.
No, don't leave. Just stay right there. Everything's fine.
May I squeeze...
Sure.
May I squeeze in the word every now and then?
We'll be right back, and when we come back, you can squeeze it in. Thank you very much. We're nearly out of time. Brother Theodore, please come back again. Nice to see you, sir. You look good. You've been working out? Also, Lauren Hutton, Paul Schaefer and the band, and Bill Wendell. Monday, Irving Hall and his baboons, Sandra Bernhardt and Desi Arnaz. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our program. It's always a pleasure to welcome my first guest. He is a philosopher, a metaphysician, and a podiatrist, so he says. Brace yourselves, and please welcome Brother Theodore. Theodore, how are you? Pleasure to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Nice to see you again, as always. How are things going in your life?
David, before I answer any of your questions, I'm very, very anxious to tell you something that happened only a few feet away from where we sit. Last time I was here.
Are you, let me interrupt right here.
Please do. You will anyway.
You say you're anxious, but are you eager or are you anxious?
I'm eager and anxious. And how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. So go ahead and tell us the story, and we're eagerly waiting.
It's not a story. It's something that happened in my dressing room when I was here last time. Was the last one on the program. And I went to the dressing room, ready to go home. There was a knock at the door, and the great movie star made her entrance. Now, in the light of what I'm going to tell you, I do not feel at liberty to divulge her name. But for the sake of identification, let me call her Lalage Koi Koi. Now, the divine Lalage made her entrance lovely, with a loveliness that breaks the heart. In her blouse, a gorgeous set of necking tools. Her
gorgeous set of what?
A gorgeous set of necking tools. Her posterior, a delectable disgrace. She floats into the room, followed by her entourage, her manager, her press agent, her voice coach, her analyst, and her abortionist. I was painfully conscious of the social gulf that separated me from her. I rose from my seat and bowed. Lalage, my love, my life, I said, will you kiss me simply and unaffectedly? Now, her response was gratifying. She gave herself to me at once and in great detail. It was quite a help, if you want to know the truth. I bit off her left ear. To be a woman must be a terrible experience. I didn't dare to go home. I didn't dare go home. I was afraid to face my mumsy with a chunk of Lalage's ear between my teeth. But then Lalage was kind enough to let me use her dental floss. There was an atmosphere of informality about the scene that was truly refreshing. Ultra chic. So this happened 15 feet away from where you sit right now, 2 months ago.
Bullshit.
No, I think you said bullshit, right? A very, very intelligent remark. And I strongly feel this very intelligent remark deserves an intelligent reply from me, but I can't think of one at the moment. I tell you why I cannot think of it at the moment. I'm absolutely thunderstruck. I am in a state of shock. I'm befuddled and bepiffled. I don't understand what's going on here. I mean, you were gracious enough to invite me to come here and be your guest, and I was gracious enough to accept the invitation. And I came here full of love and full of goodwill and full of trust in you. And all of a sudden, without any rhyme or reason, like a bolt from the blue, you pounce on me, you say bullshit, you ridicule me in publicly, you make me a laughing stock for every half-wit in the country, you know? And then you sit back and giggle and smirkle. You sit back and giggle and smirkle and wallow in your moral turpentine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something. I am not going to take that lightly.
No. No. Well, would it help if I apologized? I'm sorry that I...
It's too late to apologize, but go ahead and
I had a feeling it was probably too late.
What you really would like to do is not to apologize. You want to destroy me again, and moreover, you want to confuse me, and, you know, I know that. But let me tell you, my friend, if I may call you my friend.
Please do.
Which is a euphemism. Let me tell you... Let me tell you one thing. Happiness in others, like you, rubs me the wrong way. And I'm not going to take it lightly. I'm not going to take it namby-pambily. No. I'm not going to take it wishy-washily. No. I will hit back, and I will hit back hard.
Okay. And,
yeah, I will hit back hard.
I know. Okay, now, while you're looking for something with which to hit back hard, we're going to pause here, and we'll come back, and we'll smooth all of this over. Everything will be fine when we come back. Okay? I have to read something here, so...
Oh, go right ahead.
You know, as part of our continuing effort to give our viewers what they want, even to the point of naked pandering, we're proud tonight to present another installment of Things You Wanted to See.
What am I supposed to do when it gets hot out?
When it's hot out, how can I stay cool?
I want some information on how to beat the heat.
Brother Theodore is here tonight. Stupid Pet Tricks, Talking Heads, and Grace Jones will be joining us. Do you have a pet?
David.
Yes.
I'm all set to puke, if you want to know the truth.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to throw up breakfast, lunch, dinner, and cuisine. You see? Just give me a rope enough, and I'll hang you all here.
No.
Rain or shine, Rimsky or Korsakov. I'll hang you all.
Now.
In the nightmare of the dark, all the dogs of madness bark. Whoa! Bullshit.
Now, you just barked there like an animal.
Yeah, I did bark like an animal.
Yeah, now
so
you...
observant.
Now,
yes.
let me just say something here.
Go right ahead.
You don't go other places and bark, do you?
I bark exclusively on the David Letterman show.
Thank you very much.
It's time well spent. It's the magic key to my success here on this show.
Now, again, let me interrupt. You're always so negative, pessimistic, but yet the fact that you're on a network television show certainly suggests some measure of accomplishment for yourself. Don't you feel a little pride for that? Well, I mean, regardless of what you think of me, you know.
Well, regardless of what I feel of you, I feel some pride. Yeah, I feel some pride. You see, as far back as my memory goes, I've been fishing in waterless rivers for fish that do not exist. I've done everything I didn't want to do. I've been everything I didn't want to be. I wanted to be a good man doing wrong, and here I am, a bad man doing nothing. Here I am, a rebel without a cause, a prophet of nothing and nobody. Here I am, a madman who thinks his brother Theodore.
Mm-hmm. But you, again, this is one of those theatrical rhetoric kind of, you're Brother Theodore.
I am Brother Theodore part of the time, but I'm also the reincarnated Lala Bhagavan Shri Muukkapadaya, a real swell Joe. I am what you might call a pig with butterfly wings.
A pig with butterfly wings.
A pig with butterfly wings. Other people are just plain pigs.
Well, see, again, you do seem to demonstrate a real negative view of things.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
What do you do for fun?
Well, for fun, I do what we all do for fun, if we can. You know?
Miniature golf and...
Yeah, of course. No, I happen
An
to be,
occasional hockey game
quite
and-
seriously, as you want to make the show serious and boring, you will succeed. I am a very good chess player.
Uh-huh.
And this takes some of my time. I read good books.
Yeah. Well, let's see now there's something in your life you should be positive and happy about.
Oh, I am.
Now, you always mention death and darkness and stuff. Are you worried about turning off your own lights, you know?
No, as long as there is death, there is hope. All our great spiritual leaders, ladies and gentlemen, all our great spiritual leaders are dead. Moses is dead, Muhammad is dead, Buddha is dead, and I am not feeling so hot myself.
Well, I don't know. You look good. You look like you're...
Oh, yeah, you look pretty good yourself.
Thank you very much. Now, you also, in addition to being a performer, you travel around the country performing your act, don't you?
Well, this is slightly flattering me. I am right now in Woodstock, where I perform at a little theater. It's called the Audience Theater. It's 20 miles in the wood. Beautiful country.
Is this like a dinner theater?
No. It's a regular bona fide theater.
Now, you're going to go up there and bark in front of those people?
Yeah. No, I promised you a bark only here. You know, they pay too little for barking.
Yeah.
If they paid me more, I would bark.
Now, see, again, you project this image of nothing's going your way, but you got a gig. It's a paying gig. You're making big dough. Probably honeys up there in the woods and everything, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's good. I'm glad things are going well for you.
Oh, thank you. Are we through? Are we finished?
We're just about finished, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to try to become witty and brilliant, and in the midst of it comes a commercial, as always. So I'm afraid to be intelligent here. I'm afraid to be brilliant. I'm afraid to be... Es gibt zwei Sorten Ratten, die Hungrigen und die Satten. Die Satten bleiben vergnügt zu Haus. Die Hungrigen aber wandern aus. Sie wandern viel tausend Meilen, ganz ohne Rasten und Weilen, geradeaus in ihrem grimmigen Lauf. No appreciation. No appreciation. When they don't have the applause sign, they don't applaud.
Nice to see you again. We'll get you a moist towelette, and we're going to pause here for a commercial. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, Brother Theodore.
I'd like some information on how to stay cool in the summer.
How can I stay comfortable in hot weather?
This summer is over. And what better way to usher in the fall than with some words of inspiration from my next guest. He is a noted philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist. Please welcome Brother Theodore.
Brother Theodore, how are you? Nice to see you.
Thank you very much for being here, Brother Theodore. Do you have cable TV?
No.
Interested in cable TV?
No.
You've heard about it?
Yep.
How did you spend your summer?
Well, I hibernate all summer. Come Labor Day, I get up and change my bed sheets. I think spring is probably the least obnoxious of the 4 seasons.
Why is that?
No why. I'm not going to explain every why and wherefore tonight. I'm in a very, very, very filthy mood.
You're in a bad mood?
Yes, and I don't want to be cross-examined about every little detail.
You know, maybe I shouldn't bring this up, but I said to you, how did you spend the summer?
Yes.
And you said you...
I hibernate all summer.
You hibernated all summer.
Yes.
Now, you're going to kill me, but I think the word you're looking for is estivate.
Let me be the first to congratulate you to your excellent scholarship. Very good. I wish I had said that.
No, I think it should be...
when I have my own show, I will.
All right. But hibernate is what animals do in the winter. Estivate is what they do in...
Please, let's not be prisoners of logic. Life is too short for that.
Now, I was told, by the way, thank you very much for being here. I always enjoyed talking with you on our show. But I was told you didn't get any sleep last night. You were concerned about your appearance.
Yeah, I was terribly concerned because I'm a very emotional little thing.
Yeah.
I got the telephone call last night that I'm supposed to be on the David Letterman show.
Yeah.
Now, the person that phoned me was incredibly sweet, polite, nice, friendly, but I fully understood that this is an ultimatum. Either you come tomorrow or never.
No, it's not an ultimatum.
Yes, I understood it. I'm very sensitive about these things. I mean, she didn't articulate it this way, but it was obviously, she said, come on, Theodore, you have to help us out, and then we will help you out some other time. I don't know how.
All right, so maybe we didn't give you as much notice as you wanted, but you enjoy your trips here, don't you?
Well, I'm just gaga about it.
Let me ask you this. Are you any closer to finding some peace of mind for yourself, some happiness for yourself?
Strange that you should ask that because, you know, thank God I'm a Scorpio with the moon in my 12th house. That has always been a great consolation to me in my hours of distress.
Well, that's good.
I was, as you know, for a long time, very unhappy. I always, not that I wanted to be a contented pinworm and not a tormented brother Theodore, but I never had any choice in the matter. Now, lately I have found the formula for happiness.
Oh, good.
And I have also found out that happiness is no pie in the sky, it's nothing esoteric, it's no metaphysical goulash, it's something very real, something very concrete. You have to work for it. Now, I have been toiling over this formula. I have been slaving over this formula all night until the wee hours of the morning. It's a macrobiotic, microbiological, simple but dignified formula. It will expand your mind. It will shrink hemorrhoids and asteroids. I refer, of course, you might not know that, I refer, of course, to mupizimipozzi hydrochloride Schmitz, the laxative that constipates, 5 capsules taken with water, 73 times a day, or 73 capsules taken with water 5 times a day, and everything will be tickety-moo.
All right, we're going to pause. We'll be right back, though, with Brother Theodore. So come on back. Welcome back to the program. Brother Theodore is here, also Roy Firestone is here, and a woman who has pet wolves. Her name is Pipersky, Natalie Pipersky. Have you ever seen wolves?
Oh, yes.
Really? You've seen wolves?
Oh, yes, sure.
Do you like them?
Yeah, they like me too.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Tell me about your one-man show. When can we look forward to that being mounted again? Is that what they say, mounting the show?
Anything you wish, you can say here, it's your show, you can say anything you wish.
No. See, I sense that you're upset,
Mounting
aren't
the
you?
show, descending the show.
All right, when does your show start?
My show starts, hopefully, October the 8th. That is a Saturday, every Saturday at 11 p.m. Modesty prevents me from being more explicit. Could you tell them, please?
Well, you have a little brochure here with a photo of yourself. I don't know if we're allowed to show this, but there is Brother Theodore right there. And I noticed, for one thing, you must be doing pretty well. You've raised the ticket price. Ticket price went up.
That was long ago. This is an old handbill.
So what is the ticket price now?
I'm ashamed to say it because it's so incredibly cheap.
All right.
It is $6,
And this-
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm worth $15 at least.
And this is you get a full evening show, a couple hours.
Well, it
drinks.
starts at 11 o'clock. No drinks. No,
No
no,
drinks?
no, no. This is not a cabaret show.
No. How
This
about
is not a nightclub show.
dancing
This is
girls, chorus girls.
Please, please, please. If only the earth would open and swallow you up.
So.
It's all my fault, David. It's not your fault.
Oh, no.
I should have known better. One shouldn't try to sell roses in a fish market.
No. It's no. Now, if you're having some, it's me. No, I'm having.
It's us.
I started the day with a fight with the cable people. That's what happened.
Yeah, I heard that.
All right. Well, we're going to go for a station identification, and we'll get it figured out. All right. Thanks. We'll be right back. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, folks. Tomorrow night on this program, Pee Wee Herman will be here, also from the New York Mets outfielder Darryl Strawberry. And on Thursday, as you know, we answer our viewer mail. Now, before we go any farther, tell the people that you're really not mad at me, or they'll think that you're upset and they'll be worried about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you should really lack any sense of humor, you would think I'm mad at David. I like him enormously. I admire him. I like him really very much. I do. Your laughter is totally uncalled for and totally idiotic. I didn't say anything funny. I said, I like David Letterman. This is not funny. This is a plain truth. Period.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That makes me feel better because I don't want people to think that I upset you. Now, every time you've been on this show, you've been very evasive and kind of non-specific about your past, your background. Is that?
Well,
is there a reason for that?
It's quite embarrassing to me because perpetually people come up to me and say, Theodore, give us a lowdown. What's your background? And the truth is, I have none. I was born prematurely and in the expectation of being Siamese twins. I know I could have done so far better in life, so infinitely better in every way, if only I had decided to let Hitler's mother, instead of mine, give birth to me. But it didn't happen this way. The hour of my birth was the hour of my doom. I grew up confused, bewildered, a bitter young man, moody, restless, always discontented. I found it hard to sit still in one spot and impossible to sit still in two spots. I would sulk easily. I would burst into tears over the most trivial matters. I would laugh like a crocodile.
Yeah.
Now for the kids here, I'm going to laugh like a crocodile.
Oh, okay.
This was the end of the show.
Is this the end of the show?
No, no, no. I wanted to tell you. You asked me to tell you about my life, and I'm just starting.
Oh, sure. No,
How
we
much
have time.
Okay.
No, this is not the end of the show.
Oh, I thought it was.
No. What gave you the indication it was the end of the show?
Whenever I hear applause, I think it's the end of the show.
Oh, no.
Now, after I laughed like a crocodile, my mumsy and my papsy felt that maybe psychotherapy might be the answer, and they sent me to consult a certain Otto von Bauchpinsel, PhD. Now, von Bauchpinsel was a blabberation therapist.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A blabberation therapist, Freudian therapist.
Oh, Freudian
blah,
therapist.
Blah, blah, blah,
oh,
blah,
blah, blah, I see.
talk.
Okay.
He was a blabberation therapist, and he lived in nearby Oberbautzen, where he practiced my practice. He was very well known in Oberbautzen for his rather brutal, rather unorthodox methods, but he was also known for his sometimes miraculous cures, and so I went to him to find out whether by any chance he had some elbow macaroni he could sell me. Now, I know the idea was sort of far-fetched, I know that, but nothing ventured, nothing gained.
You got to give it a shot.
Of course.
Yeah, you got to take a shot.
Von Bauchpinsel had a shifty look.
Yeah.
His eyes did not focus on my face, they focused on my focus. He tried to appear casual, but his nose quivered with prurient interest, and he was twisting a fried egg between his fingers and almost tore it in two.
Ooh. Wow, that's an ugly image. We got to interrupt this here.
Yeah, sure.
So you're not mad, Theodore?
Look, I can go home now?
You can go anywhere you like now.
That's the end?
This will be the end.
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you, Theodore. We'll be right back with Roy Fight. My next guest tonight, as odd as it may seem, it's always a pleasure to welcome him back to this program. He is a noted philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Brother Theodore. Theodore, how are you? Nice to see you, sir. Welcome back to the program. You're looking good as always, and I appreciate you being here. This afternoon we were talking about your appearance, and it was called to my attention that you are writing a rather serious, is it a paper, a journal, or what, a research project for a university?
Yes.
What is that?
Purely accidentally this came about, as most inventions and discoveries are accidental, as you probably know. It started all in November. I stand at the window of my apartment and look down at the street. It's a cold, rainy night, and I see a dead rat garnished with tartar sauce slowly walking down the sidewalk, a hint for me to be on my guard. Now, David, my tongue is not long enough to give you a full account of what's really going on in the animal world. For instance, the crocodile, of all things, the crocodile permits caresses. So does a cobra.
Permits, I'm sorry. Permits, what was the word?
The crocodile permits. Do I have to say every word twice?
No.
Then we can cut out the commercials.
No. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I just didn't hear the word. The crocodile permits?
The crocodile permits caresses, and so does a cobra, and the anchovy, and the Australian pimple beast, but not the rat. You understand?
I do understand you.
Not the peevish, not the sulkish, not the sourpussish rat. Rats were created for the sole purpose of deserving sinking ships. The administration hushes it up, of course.
Yeah.
Now, my research on rats is contained in my 2 books, Rats and Sons of Rats. It's dynamite.
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 Dynamite, yeah.
It's dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, it's dynamite.
It's dynamite, yeah.
Yes.
Dynamite.
The family life of the rat is a disgrace.
They're not well behaved. Huh?
The male rat has a long, vicious snout and a nasty, nasty tail, and is emotionally upset and throws tantrums right and left.
Yeah.
The female rat is a mess. She's a nudist and inordinately fond of companionship. Now, I don't want to be critical, but 99% of all rats are promiscuous. They do exactly as they please,
yeah.
And if you try to stop them, they run away and do it somewhere else. Now, I can't figure out what they see in each other.
Let me, you know, we're getting close to station identification here, so let's save this, and then when we come back,
yes.
we'll pick it up.
Just remind me where.
All right. Okay, I will. We have to pause here for station identification. We'll be right back with Brother Theodore. Thanks, Paul. Coming up in this half hour, we ordered some ice at the beginning of the show, and we're going to give away a 300-pound block of ice to somebody in the audience.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Also, we have an author, a man who wrote a book called What's What. David Fisher will be here. Tomorrow on the show, we're making broadcast history tomorrow. Let me just tell you, if you can see this show tomorrow, don't miss it, or something like that. It's our reverse image show. Broadcasting history will be made. Also, comedian Teddy Bergeron. Sounds like a defenseman for the Canucks, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And we have from one of the great restaurants of the world, the Cirque, Chef Elayne Sayak. Is that close? Elayne Sayak. That'll be tomorrow night. Now, where were we? We were talking about you're writing a paper, a treatise for...
I was wondering, you know, when I told you that the rats do whatever they please, I personally can't figure out what they see in each other. I mean, I don't go for rats. Maybe I've met the right one yet. But anyway, rats can be trained, of course. But after we have spent years and years of training one, all you have got is a trained rat. And then what? Now, very often at night, I wake up and ponder these matters, and then I very deeply feel I should talk these problems over with Brother Theodore. And then I wake up more fully and realize and remember that I am Brother Theodore. And then my tears flow freely, and I can see my dead Aunt Marie floating in the chicken soup. I mean, never a moment's peace.
No, I know.
Never a moment's peace.
Yeah.
I mean, what next?
Yeah. You're doing something to your hair, aren't you?
I do something to my hair?
You're doing a little something different to your hair this time than last time. Are you just a
No,
little...
I just wanted to make a very, very neat appearance when I come here.
Well, no, it looks neat, but I think that it looks like
I wanted to be gorgeous and devastating.
Yeah, it's very nice, but it looks a little different from your earlier appearances.
It's purely accidental.
Now, let me ask you another sort of personal question. How many times have you been on the show, Theodore?
with one repeat 8 times.
8 times. You know, I somehow get the feeling that you don't like me that well.
You mentioned that last time, and it is absolutely inconceivable and makes me very angry how you can come to this conclusion.
Well, that's good.
And I give you an explanation why I am forced to like you, whether I want to or not. For decades in my life, nothing succeeded in my life like failure.
Yeah.
I didn't have a pot to plant my petunias in. I had no wife, I had no sweetheart, I had no friend, I never wrote a novel, never painted a picture, never composed a symphony, I won no battles, I stirred up no revolutions, I created no creed of philosophy. Whichever door I opened, the room was empty. Wherever I set myself, the chair collapsed. The more I reached out for the world, the more the world retreated. Finally, I got pretty sick of it all.
Yeah.
I locked myself up in my room, firmly determined to swallow a fistful of drop-dead pills. At that very critical moment of my life, the telephone rang.
Yeah.
The voice from the sewer, the David Letterman show.
Now, wait just a minute.
Let me finish.
A voice from the sewer.
It wasn't you. I said the David Letterman show, not the person.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, from that moment on, I became a new man. I became a household word. You know, at the age of 86, I'm sometimes mistaken in the half-light for 43. Females all over town make passes at me, and even Dr. Rose Eastheimer cannot contain...
Can't control herself.
She cannot control her bestial appetite. She tries to molest me. She tries to abuse me carnally, which is almost too good to be true, but in spite of my excellent looks, I'm somewhat shy.
All right, well, but you don't dislike me then?
Oh, I don't know, but here's what I just...
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, all this you have just heard, and more, much more. The great change in my life I owe to nobody else but to our charming, charismatic, gracious host, David Letterman. My guiding protector. It's him. You betcha! Hallelujah!
Now, I just wanted to point this out. If you want to go see this man, he'll be at the 13th Street Theater between 5th and 6th Avenues. How long are you going to be there? Saturdays at 11 p.m.
Only
Limited
Saturdays
engagement.
At 11 o'clock.
Dancing girls, lasers, smoke bombs, big show?
The very opposite, just me.
All right, nice to see you again.
Thank you. It was
Thank you for being here. We'll be right back, folks. You know, things are never quite safe when my first guest is around. He is a noted metaphysician, philosopher, and podiatrist. Please welcome a man who is way ahead of his time, Mr. Brother Theodore. Brother Theodore? Welcome to the show, Brother Theodore. Nice to see you here. And as always, you look very nice, and you have your hair is a little longer than it was last time, isn't it? Now, is this something that you have designed, or do you go have this done in a barbershop? Who is your barber?
Well, half of the lies that people tell about me and my barber are not true. And I don't want to discuss it. We have more important things to say. We are in a mess, David, in a terrible mess. Can't you see what's going on? Can't you see where we are headed? This is the end of the line. This is the end of the world as we know it. The insects are about to wipe us off the map. They are ready to take over. We stand at the dawn of the insect age. Just imagine the horsefly running things, or the praying mantis. Is that what you're after? Is that what you went to college for? Or do you think you are immune to extinction? Or do you think the world, the universe, is going to miss you? Well, let me tell you, it won't miss any of us. It won't. I know what I'm talking about. Take my word for it. I see too deep. I see too much. I have gazed into the abyss, and the abyss has gazed into me. And neither of us liked what we saw.
Could I get you a moist towelette? Would that... There you go. Just... Now let's just settle down here for a second. Now you're concerned about insects overrunning the world.
Yes, we had a precedent case. Only about 100 million years ago, the dinosaurs had everything their own way.
Yeah.
They thought they had life's problems licked. They thought they knew all the answers. They thought they could hear the grass growing, and maybe they could. But according to Pfitzner and Bokanovsky, their social life was a disgrace. They changed their sex every other month. And at the age of 3, at the very tender age of 3, they would pair off and go steady in no uncertain manner and bring forth eggs as large as footballs without benefit of clergy or city hall.
So...
It's not a pretty picture.
No, it's not a pretty picture. No. And
it's filth.
It is filth.
Little did they know they were created for the sole purpose of becoming extinct. And that is all they were good for. Extinction. Down the sink. Down the drain. Dead. Gone. Null and void. Rimsky and Korsakov. David, I can't blame you for the lump in your throat. Mother Nature can get terribly nasty when she puts her mind to it.
Yeah.
And so can I.
Yeah.
Happiness in others always rubs me the wrong way. Brother Theodore doesn't grow on every bush.
Yeah.
You can't pick the cherries out of his pie and reject the thorns of his roses. Bläulich bleiche, schwammig weiche, wasserreiche. Bläulich bleiche, schwammig weiche, wasserreiche. You know, David, what I like about all this? What I like about all this, there's a certain atmosphere of informality about our little talks.
Casual.
That I find casual.
Banter.
That I really and truly appreciate.
Yeah.
When you said I was sweating, I was.
Yeah.
I always have a tendency to sweat like a chunk of rancid pork. It's the artist in me. It's the artist in me. The administration.
That's very poetic. Sweat like a chunk of rancid pork. I like that. I tell you what, we have to do a commercial. We'll get you some Thorazine, and we'll be right back. Brother Theodore. We have a good show tonight. This man from Oklahoma City is going to cook prison food for us.
I couldn't care less.
But you're pretty excited about it, aren't you?
No, I'm not excited about it. I'm here to glorify myself, not him.
Yeah, I know that. But now, wait a minute. Let me ask you this. We're going to feed 200 people in our audience, and you tell me now that you're not going to hang around for a free bowl of chili?
Provided it's kosher.
I'm sure he adheres to...
Okay.
Now, how is your health?
Now, wait a minute. There must be some very crushing repartee to this question, but I cannot think of it at the moment. You see, I'm an escapee from the galloping senility ward, and I'm getting pretty sick and tired of counting the billions of brain cells I lose every time I come here. How is my health?
How is your health? Now, you feel that appearing on this show somehow robs you of brain cells.
It certainly robs me of brain cells. Now, this is a very complicated thing, David, and we never had time to talk about it, and it is really not the right thing to talk about it on a television show. I'm in a great quandary when I come here. Number one, I'm infinitely grateful to you for having the courage and the broad-mindedness to invite me again and again and again and again, because I'm supposed to be very, very controversial, you know, and it might endanger your reputation to have me on.
Yeah.
Now, I'm supposed to be brilliant sometimes, and I'm perfectly capable of being so. There's only one great trouble with it. While I'm brilliant, I'm sometimes very insulting. You know, I'm not a fast, diplomatic thinker. I'm a fast thinker with hammer blows. And if I give hammer blows to my host, I'm out of luck, because the host needs me less than I need him. Mm-hmm. You know,
sure.
So I don't know how to handle the situation.
All right, we'll try a couple of hammer blows. No,
in
go
spite
ahead.
of my excellent looks, I'm somewhat shy.
Yeah, I know. I know you're very shy. Now go ahead and you have something. I have the feeling you have something of great import that you want to unload on me.
Not really, because the time is too short. As soon as I start getting going, it will be all over, and the cook will come here, you know, for 29 cents. But what I really wanted to do is, I wanted to say that ever since I've been on your show,
things are going great for you, haven't they? Yes, sir. Yeah.
And so, if I didn't like you as much as I do like you, I would have to be very, very, very grateful to you. You see, es gibt zwei Sorten Ratten, die Hungrigen und die Satten. Die Satten bleiben vergnügt zu Hause. Die Hungrigen aber wandern aus. Sie wandern 4000 Meilen, ganz ohne Rasten und Weilen, geradeaus in ihrem grimmigen... It's no use. It's no use. The infantile gigglers keep giggling.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
The smart alecky smirklers keep smirkling. A room full of pigs ganging up on one butterfly.
Yeah. Listen, we want to get the guy out here to cook up some chili. So we're going to have to move on, Theodore.
I'm terribly sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but you're certainly welcome to stay and have chili with us.
I might.
All right. Brother Theodore, folks. We'll be back with a look at these Central Park West Parade. It's always a pleasure to welcome my first guest to this program. He is a noted metaphysician, a philosopher, and podiatrist. Starting in late October, he will be appearing every Saturday night at the 13th Street, is that right, at the 13th Street Theater? At the 13th Street Theater in Greenwich Village. Please welcome Mr. Brother Theodore.
Nice to see you. Have a seat. How you been?
Lousy.
Well, really, what's the matter? You didn't have a good summer?
A miserable summer. A season in hell. Really, I was beset by multiple besettlements. Torment and turmoil, anguish and despair, chaos and confusion, my daily bread and butter, and then I became a member of the Hare Krishna football team. But I quit. I got tired of being so damn happy all the time. I'm not joking, David. It always amazes me. It always amazes me how cheerful most of us manage to remain in spite of all the calamities that constantly threaten us. Blissfully cheerful in spite of everything. There are wars and revolutions. There are ulcers, hernias, oysters, blackheads, lobsters, lima beans, and shattered nerves and broken hearts and fallen arches. There is the morgue and the coffin lid. As a typical example of what I just said, take my friend Ludwig.
Ludwig?
Ludwig. His mother had a father complex and was a total stranger to him. She was a big, fat, flea-bitten cow, always busy taking off weight or rearranging it. And her IQ was something to be sneezed at. She couldn't grasp why Jack and Jill really went up the hill. Yes, sirree. Now, at the age of 5, ladies and gentlemen, at the very tender age of 5, Ludwig had a nasty experience with his mother.
Oh, no.
She suffered from a wart on her finger, a large wart with horsehair growing from it. And one day she asked him what to do about it. And little Ludwig, with his limited knowledge of medicine, advised her to cut it off with the scissors, to cut the wart off with the scissors, which she did.
That seems like it.
She got blood poisoning. And then she grabbed him. See that? See what you did to me, stupid ass? Idiot brat! You told me to cut it off with the scissors, Ludwig, didn't you? You told your mumsy, who gave you birth in pain, to cut it off with the scissors. Didn't you, Ludwig? You did, didn't you? Didn't you? Didn't you? Didn't you? Didn't you? It then dawned on Ludwig that he had been born into the wrong household. Now, each morning his father, whom he usually referred to as his sister, would give him a merciless beating with a rubber hose. Not in anger, but silently, methodically,
as if he were beating the white of an egg. It was no punishment, he said, just a matter of principle.
Sort of an exercise.
Even so, Ludwig became a nervous wreck, so much so of a nervous wreck that one day he offered his father $2 million in cash if he would stop the beatings. His father accepted.
He took him up.
It was an embarrassing situation, ladies and gentlemen. It was an embarrassing situation. Ludwig didn't have the $2 million. You should have seen the old man. He couldn't conceal his disappointment. He came at Ludwig with a meat axe. You petty, double-crossing cheat! Lying to your daddy, eh? Lying to your daddy! I'll show you! I'll show you! I'll show you! I'll fix you all right now! He staggered, stumbled, and dropped dead of leprosy. Never a moment's peace.
Yeah.
It is probably time for a commercial now.
We'll be right back with Brother Theodore. You're right, it was time for a commercial. So it was a fascinating tale you favored us with. What about the election? Do you have feelings about the upcoming election?
Definitely.
Yeah?
I feel very strongly, and I'm not joking, that what this country needs is a dictator. I feel the time is ripe and the place congenial, and I'm ready. I will be strict but just. Heads will roll, and corpses will swing from every lamppost.
Yeah.
You see, evil that fails is evil.
Right.
But evil that succeeds is good.
Right.
And I will be good. Ladies and gentlemen, you see here the next or the first dictator of these United States. Thank you. Does this answer your question?
Sure. You're planning on mounting some form of a coup, then?
The coup is well in preparation.
Oh, it is in preparation right now. When?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
And I will be the host, and we'll sit right here, and you will sit here on the floor. This will be just a token of the coup.
Things ain't that bad yet. You look like you're using a hot comb now. Have you?
David.
Yeah?
You have your associates there. Whenever I want to say something good, he starts boom with the music, and I cannot say a damn word here.
So, again, you feel like you're being treated unfairly?
As always.
No.
Yes, you use me here very wisely from your point of view for freak appeal. And I come here very wisely because I need the publicity.
Right. Well, so what's wrong with that?
Symbiosis.
Yeah. All right, now I'm going to mention this where people can come and see Brother Theodore. He will be appearing every Saturday night at the 13th Street Theater in Greenwich Village. Nice place, Or is it
no,
a dump?
Terrible place.
Is it a dump?
Horrible.
Do they water the drinks?
No, everything is absolutely revolting and disgusting until I get on stage.
Then it's magic.
And then there's the metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a Taj Mahal.
And how long are you on stage exactly, Theodore?
I would say 1.5 hours.
And people leave there fully entertained?
Yes, I do.
And what does it cost to get in?
It will cost this time the enormous price of $8. I'm ashamed to charge only $8, but I'm worth $80.
I know.
But the chairs are collapsing in the theater, you know, so I cannot ask for more.
And for one performance, what kind of money do you haul out of that place?
Well, this I would like to go into.
You would like to?
No, I would not like to go into it right now, how much money I make.
Is it a lot of money?
Well, how much money do you make, David?
Well, we charge $8 a seat here.
No, I don't want to talk indirectly to the IRS.
I only want to know if is this a success, this show?
This microscopic little place, it is a success.
Well, that's
because it is always totally sold out.
Yeah, and I bet a lot of folks come in and they say, well, we saw you on this show, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, this I mentioned to you again and again. I do you the pleasure in mentioning it again and again now, that ever since I've been on your show, I used to have 3 or 4 people in the audience.
Yeah.
Now I have a jam-packed house and dozens and dozens of people who cannot get in, so I owe you this debt of gratitude.
It's not right for you to say that we treat you unfairly then, is it?
Well, for the wrong reasons do you do me lots of good.
In fact, I think we ought to be getting a cut out of this deal.
I will talk that over with my attorney.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, starting late October, he will be there every Saturday night at the 13th Street Theater. I understand it's like the Taj Mahal down there.
I told you it is a Taj Mahal when
you're there. Okay, great.
Otherwise, it's a rat hole.
Yeah. Okay. Well, nice to see you again, Ted. Take care. Thank you very much for being here. Now, stay right there. Stay right there. Sit down. Okay, we'll be back. We have to pause for station identification. Pleasure meeting you, and good luck with the film.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for coming by.
I enjoyed it.
Anthony Perkins, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. We have to pause here for station identification. Assignation.
You are born, you suffer torment and humiliation, and then you die. You need to watch television to distract yourself from your miserable destiny.
Go out.
Doing pretty well, don't you think? My next guest is one of those people who makes us realize just how much we have to be thankful for during the holiday season. He is a noted philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist. Please welcome Brother Theodore.
Ted, how are you? Nice to see you. Have a seat, sir.
Did you meet Audrey? Audrey, this is Brother Theodore. Audrey Daniels Letterman, my lovely wife.
Oh, congratulations to her.
And here are my kids. That, of course, is Hank, and that's Melissa, and that's Terry, and Kyle's out getting the street.
Delighted. I'm absolutely delighted.
You know, when the kids found out they were going to be on the show, I said, who would you like to have? And they all said together, they just screamed out your name at once. They said, oh, Brother Theodore.
I'm very, very sorry to hear that, because I'm not in the proper Christmas mood, nor am I in the proper Hanukkah mood. I came here with a raging toothache that I had for a few days now. I just come from a dentist, who is a very good dentist, but rather rough and rather eccentric. In yesterday's session,
I swallowed my tongue, and then my head broke off and rolled under the dentist chair. You see, when he is drilling, he never looks into your mouth. He looks out of the window.
Looking out the window, yeah.
Yeah, he looks out of the window because he feels that if you have seen one tooth, you have seen them all. And he drills from the teeth into my gums, into my jaw, into my collarbone, down to my kneecap, and eventually smack down into the boiler room in the basement. Yes, I mean...
so you probably don't care for any peanut brittle tonight, then?
Well, very, very funny. You seem to be in the proper Christmas mood.
Well, we're having a wonderful holiday season.
Yes, I understand. And I tell you quite frankly, and to repeat what I said often before, that I'm most humble about being invited here with you and your lovely
Audrey.
wife and your lovely children and the gorgeous television lights. And remember, David, remember, if it were not for Thomas Edison and my electric personality, the world would have to watch the David Letterman show by candlelight.
That's right.
Which would be a fate worse than death. Yes.
Okay. Now, since I haven't seen you in a couple of months, you have any interesting comments? You heard anything?
Well,
anything new in your life you want to report?
Lately, I've been a very busy man.
Yeah.
I get up with the birds and lie down with the pigs. And it's really,
That's what takes you up to noon, I guess.
It's really... Why do they laugh? I didn't think that was funny.
I don't know. I don't even know what it means.
Yeah. You see, it's your fault because you invented me.
No, I didn't invent you.
You invented me. Yes, no, David, you invented me. And ever since, things have gone from pillar to post, from Sodom to Gomorrah. We all know that I'm an escapee from the galloping senility ward.
No.
And yet, females all over town make passes at me.
You're kind of a hot ticket, aren't you?
I'm kind of a hot ticket. They make passes at me, and they molest me from one end to the other. I don't know what's to become of me.
Yeah.
Your wife is highly entertained and amused by me. You think I'm cute?
No.
Well, do you think I'm devastating?
No.
Do you think I'm irresistible? Well, you're not my type either. As a matter of fact, you make Bella Abzug look like an airline hostess.
Kids, why don't you go join your brother looking for the tree?
Listen, I just insulted your lovely wife.
I know, and I'm Steve
What are you going to do about it?
Well, later I'm going to turn your lights out, but right now...
No, really, I mean... I insulted your wife, and you sit here and you don't do anything about it. If you're a man, why don't you knock out my teeth? Or if you're just half of a man, why don't you knock out half of my teeth?
What about the first of the year I send a guy
Wouldn't
by?
be so easy, ladies and gentlemen, as you think.
You're in pretty good shape, huh?
I'm in pretty good shape, except my teeth, so I won't bite you.
So then I sense that this is not a really good holiday season for you.
For me, there is never a good holiday season. You know that, David.
Yeah.
You just want to put me on the spot. You want to enrage me again, as you always do. Ladies and gentlemen, each time I come here with the nicest and best intentions, I'm a very warm human being. I'm very sensitive. I'm a pig with butterfly wings.
Yeah.
You know? But you... Each time I come here, you know in some hidden way how to drive me out of my mind.
Which is a pretty short trip.
Pretty short trip, yes. Very good. I'm squirming with delight to meet an intellectual colossus.
Yeah. Okay, now, Theodore, you're still appearing at the 13th Street Theater, is that correct?
Van Tooten.
And, That's Saturdays, one show a week?
It's Saturdays, one show a week, and if you want me to be vulgar enough to make my own commercial, as you don't do it for me.
Well, all right, let me read this stuff. Starts Saturday at 9:30, limited engagement. Tickets are, can I mention the ticket price?
Yeah.
$62.50.
No! Less than $62.50.
The tickets are $8, and there's a number here for reservations.
All right.
Nice to see you
again.
again.
Thank you very, very much. You
Good luck
fill
with
my house, and I love you dearly.
Oh,
and I wrote you a Christmas card. Please
I'll look for
try
it
to
later.
find it amongst
Good luck
the tens of thousands.
with your teeth.
Good night.
All right. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a wonderful program for you folks tonight, and let's get to it. My first guest is a noted philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist. Please welcome Dr. Brother Theodore. Nice to see you. Please have a seat. Nice to have you here. And as always, do you mind if I call you Ted? Do you mind that?
Go right ahead.
All right, Ted.
Anything you please.
All right, Ted. How long have you? Yeah, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been?
6 months.
6 months. What have you been doing since we last saw you?
Well, optimistically speaking, things couldn't have been worse.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Last time I was here, I had a raging toothache, if you remember.
That's right. You were kind enough to postpone a trip to the dentist to come and visit with us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, today, as you can see, I limp around on a cane, you know.
What happened?
Broken ankle, broken kneecap, broken everything, fallen arches, shattered nerves, the lovable cripple.
Uh-huh. How did you hurt your ankle?
I don't want to go into it. I told it 300 times to everyone, and I really don't want to go over it. But one thing I would like to say...
But those other 300 people don't have TV shows.
May I squeeze in a word or two every now and then?
I'm
please?
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought maybe that people...
No, I wanted to tell you that accidents are really not so bad, except when they happen to me. Mm-hmm. And they do. Fate has always conspired with destiny to do me dirt.
Yeah.
Each time I shave, I need a blood transfusion. Each time I cough, I spit out another tooth. Each time I go out for a walk, balconies fall down on my head. Mm-hmm. And whenever I'm on the David Letterman show, I feel like sweating like a chunk of a rancid pork.
Yeah, but Theodore, let me point out something. On a positive note. At least you have a haircut figured out.
There must be some brilliant repartee to that, but I cannot think of it at the moment. And I'm proud of it.
Yeah, well, it's
that I cannot think of it.
All right, now you mentioned that you're sweating like a chunk of rancid pork. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
And what about your appearances here makes you so uncomfortable?
Nothing about my appearances here makes me so uncomfortable. It's just that I'm very upset about the billions of brain cells I lose every day. I'm very upset about being a fugitive from the galloping senility ward. I'm terribly upset that I have nowhere to go and no one to go with me. You see, in the bad hospitals, they let you die, and in the good hospitals, they kill you. Doctors, ladies and gentlemen, doctors are quacks. And so are the patients. Mm-hmm. Only the Coast Guard is honest. The captain goes down with his ship.
Right.
But have you ever heard of a doctor jumping into his patient's open grave? Probably not.
No, that probably doesn't happen.
No, I assume you hadn't. You see, this is a very, very, very crude and brutal world, it's really jeder oder keiner.
Jeder oder keiner?
Jeder oder keiner, alles oder nichts. It's jeder oder keiner. I said, it's alles oder nichts. It's jeder oder keiner. It's alles oder nichts.
Would you like a hot towel?
Do I like a hot dog, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I do like a hot dog.
Forgive me, David.
Oh, sure. Of course I would forgive that. There was nothing wrong with that. No.
I'm not well.
Oh,
I'm not well at all.
You know, despite all of your complaining and your angst, I guess what we have here, you look.
Lebensangst.
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 No, Lebensangst is fear of life.
Fear of
which
life.
is only matched by fear of death. I have both.
So I guess a word to describe you would be easygoing. All right. I'll tell you what we do, Ted. We have to do a commercial, but then we'll be...
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, but we'll be right back. We'll be right back after this commercial. Okay. Brother Theodore is with us tonight, and later on in the program you're going to meet household hint expert Mary Ellen Pinkham. You ever read her columns in the newspaper?
No.
She has hints, household hints, how to make your life easier.
Sorry to hear it.
Maybe you'd like to stick around and see what she has to offer.
Okay, sure.
Did you meet her before the show?
No.
Oh.
But I will afterwards, with pleasure.
Yeah, we encourage the guests to meet one another when they're on the show. Tomorrow... Wait a minute, I have a little thing to finish up, and then we'll get right back to you. Join us tomorrow. Leslie Ann Down will be here, and Reuben Blades, also comedian Bill Kirchenbauer. That will be tomorrow, and another fine show, we're hoping. All right, yes, now what were you saying, Theodore?
I just wanted to say that I don't understand music, but I do like the noise it makes.
We don't regard that as noise. We consider ourselves to be very fortunate to have Paul and the fine musicians here every night.
That's why I said I do not understand music. I had 7 years of piano lessons that were forced upon me when I was young.
Yeah.
And that ruined any sense of music for me because it was worse than to do schoolwork.
You don't like any kind of music whatsoever because of that early experience?
Except Tarara Boom Die.
Paul, do you know that?
Hey, wait a minute, it's on my time. Deafening applause.
Okay, that's right. Now, let's get back to more interesting facts about you. Now, how do you get through each day if you're in such a miserable shape emotionally as well as physically?
Every morning before I get up, I pray and say, dear God, if you exist, help me. And if you don't exist, help me anyway. And so I go through the day. Also, since December 1968, I have been wearing the same pair of socks. Also, that helps.
In what way?
I put them on in the morning and take them off at night. Yeah. When it's cold, I keep them on during the night.
And then how do you find that helps you?
Well, a healthy body in a healthy mind.
I see.
A dirty body in a dirty mind, or vice versa.
Seems to work that way.
Yeah.
Now, I know you wanted a minute to address yourself to...
Yeah, I heard just recently that our good friend, Dr. Ruth Westheimer, which might be known to the audience too, I get the applause now.
Do you know Dr. Westheimer?
Yeah, you will hear in a second that I know her very well.
Forgive me. Good Lord, forgive me. Where are my manners? I'm so sorry.
She insists that oysters are a very potent aphrodisiac. And I wonder, I tried it last night. I had a dozen of oysters for dinner. Only 7 worked. which was very embarrassing, you know.
So you get 5 duds, apparently.
She was quite frustrated. To be a woman must be a terrible experience.
Yeah, well, I suppose so.
Yeah, but this is all I wanted to say about Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
Oh, we're done with Dr. Ruth Westheimer now. I say we're done with Dr.
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
finished and done and over with.
Is there a final comment you'd like to leave us with this evening?
Oh, I have to go home now?
Yes, you do.
I go somewhere else. I don't go home. I go to a restaurant.
Oh, that'd be nice. And what, do you have a nice dinner?
Have a nice, wonderful vacation. And before I go, there will be a full-page newspaper article in the Toronto Globe about me and my appearances here on the David Letterman show.
Well, that'd be nice.
You know?
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. They have even some very, very nice words about you, I guess.
I know many of our audience have subscriptions to Toronto papers, so we'll look forward to getting those. Theodore, nice to see you. Stay right there. We'll be right back. Okay. Hi, welcome back to the show. It's our special Halloween night show. Now, are they close? We want to go back and pick up a few minutes of the ball game here. Not yet. Okay, as soon as they come back. And this will be the one of the National League playoff game between the Cardinals and the Dodgers for you in the studio, for you folks watching at home. This is the game some years ago when Darn Larson pitched a perfect game in the World Series. My first guest tonight needs no costume or Halloween props. Just the mere thought of someone like this roaming the streets is frightening enough. Please welcome noted philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist, Mr. Brother Theodore. Hi, Theodore. Nice to see you. Would you have a seat? Thank you very much for being with us. How are you feeling?
I feel all right.
Everything all right in your life?
After the show, how I feel.
Will that make a difference, how you did here?
It'll make a great difference, yes.
Yeah. Are you superstitious? Any superstitions?
Before I answer this question, I would like to say I really do hate Halloween. Too many atheists riding the subways, and the amount of fornication that's going on tonight staggers the imagination. To answer your question, what was it?
I was going to say, why would it be higher tonight than other nights?
Why would it be higher tonight than the other nights? Well, I leave this to your imagination, but just see the rebel that is outside and how they feel. You asked me about superstition or something? What was it?
Are you superstitious?
Am I superstitious?
Are you superstitious? That was the question.
You talk about metaphysical goulash for the... Well, I'm not superstitious. As a matter of fact, I take this opportunity, if I may be kind enough to take this opportunity
Please
to
do.
debunk one of your pet superstitions.
Yeah.
We don't hear, ladies and gentlemen, we do not hear with our ears. I repeat that. We do not hear with our ears. Our ears are mere window dressing.
Hold up
about as useful as a glass eye at a keyhole. Man hears with his hind leg. That upsets all of your grammar school notions, doesn't it? Well, I don't want you to accept it on my mere say-so, but consider this. Can a fish hear? Of course he can, not with his ears. Fish have no ears. They hear with their tails. Now, Dr. Helmut von Quatschkopf, noted German explorer...
Quatschkopf?
He concluded a special experiment on these lines. He put some ordinary run-of-the-mill goldfish into an ordinary run-of-the-mill goldfish bowl filled with ordinary run-of-the-mill tap water, and then he proceeded to shout threats and insults at the fish. Verfluchte Fischsau! In den Mülleimer mit euch, dass es nur so kracht
Unwiderruflich, erbarmungslos. Now, you should have seen the fish after a couple of weeks. They were bitter fish, peaked, peeved, miffed fish, discontented and disgruntled fish, gefilte fish, peed off fish. Sure, what did you expect?
Yeah.
What do you expect? Fish do here with their tails. After all, fish are just like other people, except that they are fish.
So now, Theodore, if what you're saying is true, that humans hear not with their ears, but with their hind legs.
Yes, that's right.
Well, the phone is going to be needed to be redesigned.
I never gave it a thought.
Yeah,
Come to think of it.
You're going to redesign the phone.
You're right.
Yeah. All right, we have to do a commercial. How's the ball game? Okay, can we just punch up the ball game a little bit? You like baseball, don't you, Theodore?
I'm crazy about it.
All right, here we go. There. All right, let's see who's batting here. And all right, base hit, bingo. All right, we'll do a commercial, and, and then we'll be right back with the Abner Doubleday here. Welcome back to the program, folks. Brother Theodore is here. Howard Cosell will be joining us, and also Nancy Burson will be joining us. You like Howard Cosell?
No.
Really? Why not?
I don't know who he is.
You know who Howard Cosell is. Monday Night Football.
No, so what?
Sports Beat.
Okay.
You do know who he is, don't you?
No.
Now, do you or don't you?
I don't.
No, you know him.
Yes, I do.
Now, do you like him?
I was lying.
Well, I know you were lying.
I'm a pathological liar. I thought it was a good answer. I thought it was good showmanship to pretend I don't know him. I do know him, unfortunately.
No, but...
yes?
Now, where were we? We were talking about Halloween. What else were we talking about? Anything special planned for the evening, or...
No. I just think back
Are you in costumes right now? Is this a costume? Is this...
No, I'm in mourning.
You're in mourning.
For my wasted life.
Mm-hmm.
I think back on another Halloween long ago. I think back of her. I think back on Lieselotte Bindel.
Lieselotte Bindel?
Lieselotte Bindel. It's in Germany as common a name as here David Letterman. She and I, we were cousins. We grew up together in my family's old mansion in the forests of Bavaria. But we grew up differently. Are you listening to me?
Sure. Yeah.
We grew up differently. I was ill of health, always wrapped in gloom, while she, swift, nimble, graceful, roamed through life, plucking its flowers. Lieselotte Bindel, the hauntress of my dreams, her wind-blown hair, her witching eyes, her fragrant lips, her lovely young form.
Athlete's foot! Yes! A sudden fit of athlete's foot befell her. Took hold of her feet, her body, her mind, and her habits.
And in a way most hideous, corrupted the very essence of her being. Now, David, in the brightest days of her beauty, I'd never desired her at all. But now a sickly, frenzied passion for that itchy chick began to obsess me. And an incomprehensible craving, and in an evil moment, I brought up the question of necking.
Yeah.
Buchweizengrütze, she said, and I still didn't know where I stood.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I could only stare at her.
Right.
Her hair was a dank yellow and fell over her temples like sauerkraut. Her face was sweaty like a chunk of a rancid pork and covered all over with Zisch and Flatsch and Klatsch and Knödel. And as I stared and stared, her lips, her thin, shrunken lips parted, and in a smile of maiden modesty, her teeth revealed themselves to me. Then Then the moving of a curtain, the closing of a door. Lieselotte Bindel had left the room, but my mind still clung to the image of her teeth. Not one speck on the surface, not one shadow around their enamel had escaped me. They had burned themselves into my memory. They had bitten themselves into my brain. They were small, narrow, pointed, cold and capricious. They glistened like rusty nails in the moon. Those teeth, those glittering teeth, those luring, quivering, beckoning, promising pearls of teeth. They were my destiny. They are my destiny. They alone can bring me peace. Lieselotte Bindel, slut, psycho. You can have her with bells on. She's yours. I don't want her. I want her teeth. I want them now. Her teeth. I'll rip them out. I'll rip them out. I'll rip them out. What a night.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're going to be at the 13th Street Theater, right?
Yeah, I'm very glad that you have one that gives it the place.
13th Street
On the other
Theater.
hand, Bill, you don't give the place.
Yeah, well, now, when is this going to be? Or has it taken place already?
It has started the 19th of this month.
Well, does that mean
This
we're
Halloween.
before or after? Oh, so you've been there already? Yeah, how's it going?
Fabulous.
Oh, good, good. Okay, nice to see you. Happy Halloween. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
take
you
care. We have to pause here for station identification. We'll be right back. Thanks, gentlemen. My next guest tonight is making his nightclub debut this week here in New York City at Caroline's. As always, it's a pleasure to welcome this noted metaphysician, philosopher, and podiatrist. Please say hello to Brother Theodore. Ted, come on out. Always a pleasure. Nice to have you here. Come on over and sit down. Right there. Right there. Did you say hello to Billy Joel and Paul, Theodore?
No, I did not, and I won't.
Okay. It's nothing personal. He's a little grumpy tonight. How you been? You look pretty good.
I do?
Yeah. What's new with you? What's going on? What would you like to tell the folks of America tonight?
Well, you asked me a few times when I was here that it had come to your attention that I speak about quadrupedism.
Quadrupedism.
No, I said quadrupedism.
Okay. Quadrupedism.
I don't think this was funny. Ladies and gentlemen, if God had foreseen David Letterman, he wouldn't have created the universe.
Oh.
I try to be serious when I have serious things to say,
Yeah.
and he always makes fun of me, or tries to make fun of me. David, I want to be treated with great respect, and I tell you why.
All right.
Very soon, and this is the first public announcement that I make, I shall have my own national television show.
Congratulations.
And you will be my first guest if you want to come.
I look forward to that. Yes, I'll be there for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and count on me. I'll be there.
Mm. No, what I wanted to say is, when you asked me a few times to explain...
Quadrupedism. Quadrupedism.
Yes. Eventually, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able to squeeze in a word or two. You know, the trouble is, David is always afraid that I might say something intelligent that is very good, and he doesn't want me to do that. Mm-hmm. So when I come and talk about important things, he asks me what I had for breakfast. And by then the time runs out and I have no time to say what I want to say.
Well, why don't you just go ahead and say it right now?
Yeah, I'll say it right now.
Okay.
I feel very strongly that in this best of all possible worlds, everything is in a hell of a mess. Everyone knows it. Everyone has a different explanation for it. But all these explanations are bunk. The true cause of our problems and pains and torments and turmoils and calamities, the true cause has been hidden from us, hidden by the very men who are supposed to enlighten and protect us, namely the medical profession. Ladies and gentlemen, I accuse medical science. I say medical science is a fraud, an organized system of ignorance. I say medical science is a conspiracy, a premeditated idiocy. An army of know-nothing, hair-splitting, fee-splitting specialists is at war with an army of ailments, and the ailments bloom, and the specialists prosper, and the patients die, unless kept alive at the point of a gun. You are being murdered, my friends. You are being murdered, my friends, day after day, as long as you live. Don't ask me for whom the grave is dug. It's dug for you.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Yes, you did it.
No, I didn't do it.
You did do it and you know it. You are treacherous.
No.
Under the mask of friendliness and being nice to me and humoring the old man, namely me, you know.
I didn't do
And this Miss America, I saw her. My God.
Lovely, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, she makes Bella Upton look like an airline hostess. I don't understand.
No. You're talking about Miss America, Theodore.
I am not interested
Relax.
in any Miss
All right,
Russia, America.
let's get back to the point. The point is now that...
The idiocy of choosing a person according to her measurements.
Well, they did away with measurements this year. It was a scholarship contest.
The boredom of perfection. Ladies and gentlemen, I said something very good. You didn't grasp it. I said, I found out that any beauty queen incarnates the boredom of perfection.
Yeah, right.
I prefer my darling Lolita, who does not have perfect measurements. My darling Lolita with her tiny, bouncy breasts and her frenzied little behind. 95 pounds of submissive, quivering flesh. The perfect portable mistress. Portable mistress in your suitcase. We deviated from our theme. This is a conspiracy.
There's no conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy. You try to play the charming, sweet, good, lovely guy, and whenever it comes to me, not with the others, but when it comes to me, you always know how to bring out the worst in me, and I'm sick of it. And you know what?
What?
You are also a little bit afraid of me because for 11 and a half months, I haven't been on this show, ladies and gentlemen. Before then, I was in quick succession. I was 20 times on the show in quick succession.
You're always welcome here. We enjoy having you.
And the last time I was very brilliant, very, very intelligent, very entertaining. Out. No more Theodore. No more Theodore.
All right, you're going to be, you're doing something with Moose now, right? You're doing a little Moose thing there?
Ladies and gentlemen,
maybe not.
Ladies and gentlemen, for my benefit, could you kindly tell me, or can he be your interpreter and tell me why you are laughing apparently without any reason? What is so funny about Moose, first of all?
Yeah, we have to go.
Oh,
I want
commercial.
to mention where you're going to be.
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, you're going to be. Oh, you have no objections to that, do you?
No. My producer is right here.
You'll be at Caroline's.
At Caroline's
here in New York City through the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Good shows. People enjoying themselves. A lot of business. Having a good time.
Yeah, I like it there. They let me do what I want to do.
Good.
You know.
Good. You can come back anytime you want.
I may dismiss you.
We have to do a commercial and then we'll be back.
Yeah.
Hi, Dave. It's Elayne Boosler.
Elayne, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. What's going on?
Well, I'm doing my big special tonight.
Oh, great. Congratulations. What network will that be on? Because I'd like to tune it in if I could.
It's for cable.
Cable? Cable is dead. It's finished. Tuesday, the guy came out to my house, unhooked everything, took both boxes down. I'm finished with cable. No more Rhinestone, no more fishing with Orlando, no more kickboxing from the Philippines. Cable is a ghost.
Gee, I'm really sorry to hear you say that. I was hoping you could introduce me.
Oh, well, you know, Elayne, I'd love to introduce you, but I'm so damn busy right now. I just don't have the time. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's too bad. You know, Bill Cosby's on the show.
Cosby?
You told David that I would be on your show?
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't tell David Brenner I was going to be on your show.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I
told David Letterman you were going to be on my show.
You told David Letterman?
Yeah, my nice, big, happy cable special tonight.
But I never said that I was going to be. I never even talked to you.
I'm an optimist. I had high hopes.
No, you're a craziest.
Oh.
This is not, I mean, I can't be on your show. I don't, because I don't have, first of all, I don't have time. And this is on, I have nothing against cable.
You're my idol. Oh, cable is the wave of the future, and you're the best.
I could be your husband. I can't be on this show.
Oh, please,
so you're going to have
Bill,
to...
you're disappointing 200 people at least.
I want you to tell David Letterman.
Yeah. That you'll
that
do it?
I didn't... No, don't lie anymore.
No,
I really, I can't.
Bill,
I don't have time.
But Bill, it's cable. Bill, you may think you're doing well, but this is cable.
Let's put a new coat of paint on this lonesome old town. Set 'em up, we'll be knocking 'em down. You wear a dress, baby, I wear a tie. We'll laugh at that old bloodshot moon in that burgundy sky.
Brother Theodore.
I'm watching.
If you'd like to, shall we take another phone call? Okay. Very good. Here's our next call. Hello, you are on the air.
Hi, Dr. Ruth. It's Elayne Boosler.
Elayne Boosler? The comedian?
Uh-huh.
Do you have a question for me?
Well, yeah, but it's kind of hard to ask it out here on the street.
Oh, come on, Elayne. That's ridiculous. A comedian like you, first of all, I'll tell you what to do. Take a deep breath. And now ask your question. Go ahead.
Okay. How'd you like to be on my big show tonight?
On your show?
Uh-huh.
With a comedian?
Yep.
Absolutely not.
Oh, thanks.
Elayne, hold it. I want to explain to you why I say no, okay? The reason I say no to you, Elayne, is because you don't need me on your show. It's time you did your own show, okay?
Okay, but Ruth, what's the secret of comedy?
Are you using contraceptives?
Very refreshing, huh?
Are you?
Well, yeah.
Okay. It sounds to me that since you don't want to be pregnant right now, that there is nothing to worry about. Go and do your show. And you know what else? Let me know how you are doing, okay?
Okay. I will. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye-bye.
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 Well, Theodore, I'm going to go do my show now.
Elayne, you are lovely, lovely beyond repair.
Thank you.
Am I your little sunshine? Am I your little yum-yum? Am I your itsy-bitsy little lamb? Are you going to molest me?
No, I'm just going to go do my show now.
Oh, yes. I'm in a hurry myself. I'm a very busy man. I get up with the birds and lie down with the pigs.
Yeah, I'm going to go do my show now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hey, Larry Bud.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
Just fine. Are you coming to the show?
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor dark of night.
It's tonight.
Well, I can't go tonight. I'm playing Scrabble.
But you were supposed to introduce me.
Sorry, but I told these two lovelies I'd show them a 7-letter word. Why don't you call that nice young man David Letterman? He loves introducing people.
Well, it's not a bad idea, but how does he feel about cable?
He loves it. Come on, ladies, let's go spell.
Well, you know, I think as long as there was somebody on the program who actually had a network show, maybe I could squeeze it in.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, boy, that's a nice touch. This really is cable, isn't it? Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is she's a funny young lady.
Wait, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, okay. She's a very funny young lady. She's been on our show a lot, many, many times. Let me tell you a little bit about our show. It's free American network television. No goons have to come to your house to hook you up. You know, those guys, they case the place, and then later, when you're gone, they come back and break in and steal most of your stuff. That's the true magic of cable TV. No, our show comes to you through the airwaves the way God intended television to be. Anyway, Elayne Boosler is a very talented writer as well as a talented comedian. And did you know that this is her first... It's her first cable special. Oh, God. Please welcome now Elayne Boosler. It's on cable. Oh, my God. Thank you, guys. Our next guest is the perfect guest for a Friday evening. He is the kind of guy you want to ease into a relaxing summer weekend with. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome noted philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist, Brother Theodore. Yeah! Theodore, nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Please have a seat. You know, Theodore, you and I, it's getting to be, we go back a long way now. You've been coming here many, many times, and as it turns out, really, I don't know much about your personal life. I really don't know too much about you. Are you married? Have you ever been married?
I have been married.
Have been married.
For a reasonably short time. You see, for a while everything was marvelous, but then when that's my wife's name, Brenda. When Brenda's behind left me cold, I felt it was all over. 3 years of marital ecstasy down the drain. Paradise lost. Now, other behinds began to haunt my dreams. Premarital behinds. Big ones, small ones, white ones, black ones, soft ones, firm ones, and much more. It was almost too much. It was almost too much. I almost died of embarrassment. I went to consult my nearest guru. I said, I've got to talk to you about it. I hope you don't mind. Not at all, he said, not at all. That's what I'm here for. You're very kind, I said, very, very kind, but I'm afraid it's too late. I'm afraid I've nothing left to live for. You see, I said to him, I could have married for money. I could have married for prestige, power, love, anything, but I was an idealist. I married Brenda for her behind. Right. And now the mere thought of it gives me the creeps.
That's right. That's interesting.
Yeah. Now the guru smiled. The guru smiled. Courage, my son, he said. Courage, be flexible. You know, yours is a brilliant mind in an acidified brain. Use your mind. Nothing but the mind. Right. Mind is a wonderful thing. Mind mentalizes and mentilates. Mind materializes and materialates. It is materializable. Mind thinks and unthinks. It is unthinkable. But an ass doesn't forget it. Right. Yeah. You see? Yeah. Bite off her left ear. Bite off her left ear.
Bite off her left ear. That was the advice.
Bite off her left ear, my son. It will do you good. I mean, after all, above and below, it's all the same. Nam-myoho, Renge-kyo, and so on, you know, above and below. I said, of course I know, but I mean, what about Brenda? What will Brenda think about the whole deal? And he said, please, 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 don't bother me. Everything will be all right. You, I mean, you can't learn how to swim. You can't learn how to swim unless you get into the water and drown. Just go home to your... Just have courage, go home to your wifey, and don't forget the left ear.
Bite
now,
off.
go. Go, he said. And I went home with somewhat trembling feet, and she had just finished taking her bubble bath. I had a long look at myself in the mirror, she said. I'm young, I'm lovely, I'm feeling soft and smelling sweet, and I'm tingling all over and raring to go. But why should I waste it on you, you punk? And she grabbed her water pick and flung it in my face. Now, thank God I'm not the kind of a type who easily panics. Thank God I'm rather the kind of a type who knows how to keep cool in a crisis.
Right.
With a smile that boded no good, I bit off her left ear. Her response was gratifying. She gave herself to me at once and in great detail. There was an atmosphere of informality about the scene that was truly refreshing. Now, I didn't feel in a condition to do my regular stage show that night. I was afraid to face the audience with a chunk of Brenda's ear between my teeth.
Well, that's understandable.
I was afraid to face it with her.
Yeah, right, we heard
but then Brenda was kind enough to let me use her dental floss. To be a woman, ladies and gentlemen, to be a woman is sometimes a terrible experience. But after all, what about myself? What is left to me? Just one of her ears. That's all. And then what? Then what? David, dreh dich nicht um. Dreh dich nicht um. Der Plumpsack geht um. Dreh dich nicht um. Dreh dich nicht um. Der Plumpsack geht um. Der Plumpsack geht um. Der Plumpsack geht um. David.
Can we fill a prescription for you, Theodore?
What was the question?
Do you need us to fill a prescription, or do you need some? Is it time for some medication? Or
I resent this remark.
You resent it?
Ladies and gentlemen, David said something very impolite to me in a hidden way that you probably haven't found out. Now, I reply to him the following.
All right.
In the beginning, God created David Letterman. That was for practice. Then he created the amoeba.
I don't want to. I think Theodore. I think we may be out of time here. I mean, we certainly enjoyed your visit tonight, but I think we're out of time now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. We'll be right back with Bob. Oh, my nails are salon perfect. If you're ever feeling a little down, there's nothing like a visit from our next guest to remind you that life really is a very wonderful and special gift. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back philosopher, metaphysician, and podiatrist, Brother Theodore. Ted, how are you?
I'm fine.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. The same to you.
You're looking well. You're looking fit.
Well, I'm in the prime of my senility. The only thing that keeps me alive is the hope of dying young.
Well, on that uplifting note, shall we begin?
Yeah.
I'm always intrigued with your hair because you have, and believe me, I know about hair problems and choices you can make. But you have actually kind of a three-way part there, don't you?
Yes, please go on elaborating.
No. Now let's get right to the show that you're doing. This is what is it, Paul?
He has a three-way part.
He has a three-way part. That's right. You have the Brother Theodore. It's a one-man show. It's you and you alone. And
yes,
it's
and I am in control. No David Letterman is in control. I am in control.
And it takes place at the 13th Street Theater downtown, and it must be a very successful engagement for you.
Yeah, reasonably.
Are you getting nice reviews for your work down there?
Well, I recently got a review that I considered a little bit controversial. The article appeared under the title Ugly Gorilla Theodore. Now, I want to make it quite clear, David, to you and to the audience, that I'm not a gorilla. There's nothing wrong with a gorilla. Some of my best friends are gorillas. But that nasty little scribbler of the article thinks that to be a gorilla is something unsavory, and so he goes right ahead and calls me a gorilla. Not that I care, of course not, because you see, when a mad dog barks at the moon, it doesn't affect the moon in any way, but it makes a dog look like a jackass. You know? He goes on, ugly gorilla from the middle, beginning, middle, end, ugly gorilla, ugly gorilla, ugly gorilla, ugly gorilla. This is very strange. He seems to be totally fascinated, totally obsessed with what he calls my bad looks, which irritates me, and I cannot quite understand it, because if I'm really as ugly as he thinks I am, how come that females all over town make passes at me? How come that I have to fight them off, tooth and nail, to protect what is dearer to me than my life? Yeah. The voice from the sewer.
So
what's the matter with you?
You say that you're very popular with women.
I didn't say that. As a matter of fact, I'm fully aware, more aware than anybody else, that I'm really not what you could call a dreamboat or even a tugboat. You know, I know it better because every night that I come home to go to bed, I have a long look at myself in the mirror. I study myself very carefully, vomit, and ask myself, what have I got? And what am I going to do with it? And then I go right ahead and do it with my lovely Theodora.
Theodora is your girlfriend's name?
Yeah. How quickly you guessed that?
Theodora. So it's Theodore and Theodora.
Yeah. What an accident,
well,
isn't it?
That must keep things very simple around the house.
So we meet, and then Theodora and I, and then hurra, hop, hop, hop. Vorwärts geht's im Schweinsgalopp. Hop, 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 hop. And then, please, don't ruin my tagline. The tagline is, and then she and I relax, and we watch the David Letterman show.
That'd be fun to see a couple of gorillas in the sack watching TV. It's only a joke. It's only a joke. I don't know why.
Why do they always applaud you and so rarely do they applaud me? You see, it is. I know it, ladies and gentlemen, I know it. It is fatal to be right when the rest of the world is wrong. You see that? No, I mean, roughly 300 pigs ganging up on... Will you please let me finish my sentence?
All right, we have to do a commercial here.
Oh, what the hell with commercial?
No, we have to do a commercial. We'll be right back. Carol Burnett is here. Welcome back here. Pearl Burnett is with us, Brother Theodore is with us, and Matt Frewer is also with us. Did you have a nice New Year's? What did you do New Year's Eve? How do you celebrate? Did you work?
I stayed home. I always stay home on New Year's Eve. On principle, to be different.
Well, it seems like the sensible thing to do anyway, just to stay home. You're safer at home, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I'm safer, but I'm not a great coward. I'm not afraid of getting mugged or killed or anything. As a matter of fact, in my younger years I did the mugging and the killing. So don't think just because I have white hair, I'm afraid to go out on New Year's Eve. I mean, don't be contemptuous to me.
No,
David,
I'm not.
Please.
I'm trying to be pleasant.
No, I feel hurt.
You feel hurt based on what? What I asked
you said to me, it is safer to stay home on New Year's Eve.
And that hurt your feelings.
You know?
Yeah.
I take on 3 men taller than you, David, and there will be very little left of them when they start with me.
Well, I don't doubt that. Huh?
I'm 2 personalities.
Sure
one lovely, adorable, meek. When I come here, I'm usually very, very, very meek because...
No, I find you to be, when you're here, feisty and ill-tempered.
Don't interrupt me. What did you say?
I said feisty and ill-tempered when you come here.
No, I'm not feisty and ill-tempered at all. I'm just, to tell you the truth, whenever I come here and sit on this chair, right, you know, because of your overpowering personality, I start immediately sweating like a chunk of rancid pork. All over my body.
Would you like a tissue?
Why do you laugh about, do you like a tissue?
Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Do you want a tissue? Big deal. And you laugh.
Yeah, but if you had your choice of laughing at me or laughing at a guy who says he's sweating like rancid pork...
Sweating like... I don't blame you, my friends. I don't blame you for your behavior, you know, because, what should I say, it is my fault. I should have known better. One shouldn't try to sell roses in a fish market.
So you don't really, so you've upset them again, and now, just to get back at you, they'll perhaps laugh again at something I might say. That's the problem. Oh, never mind. But see, I think, Theodore, it's not a matter so much of them or me. I think you bring this on yourself.
The question is it good or bad what I bring on myself?
Well, only you can judge.
Well, if I'm the judge, it's very, very, very bad, because I hate everybody and everybody hates me. You know?
So the therapy really is starting to pay off.
Well, you said it very nicely. You put it all in a nutshell. I'm squirming with delight to meet an intellectual colossus.
Stop it. Stop it. Let's talk about your show. Is it ongoing? Could we go down and see it this weekend?
It will be on this Saturday.
Saturday night. If you're in town, it's the 13th Street Theater.
And if you don't have the money, you can come in for free.
Well, that's very generous. You're talking about everyone in the audience?
No, you.
Oh, me. Well, I might be able to scrape together what was it? $12.50. Yeah, I can handle that.
Can you afford it?
Well, look, Theodore, I hope you have a good year, and it's nice to see you again. Thank you for your time. Yeah, we're finished now.
Oh, we're finished?
Yeah, we're done now.
Here. It's your damage.
Well, no, please don't be hurt. We've just run out of time. And
I'm easily hurt.
And Carol Burnett is here tonight. So we have to get to her. All right. Do a station identification, and then we'll do that. Welcome back to the show. Our next guest's one-man show has been running for the last 12 years, every Saturday night at the 13th Street Theater down there on 13th Street. And now you can see him at a theater near you in the brand-new comedy film, The Burbs. Please welcome the noted philosopher, metaphysician, podiatrist, Brother Theodore. You know, it's almost been a perfect show up to now. Please don't screw it up. Ted, do you mind if I call you Ted?
Go right ahead, if that's what you want to.
Did you see that Edie Brickell? Wasn't she a charming, fetching, lovely woman?
Very nice, yes. I cannot compare with her physical charms. I watched her with greed and lust.
I'm sure that's how you spend much of your time. Anyway, so you're in a major motion picture now, The Burbs. Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher and on and on. Pretty excited, I would guess?
Well, not really very excited. It's a marvelous film. No doubt about that. I mean, it's wild, it's paranoid, it's
wacky,
sexy, it's brutal, it's gentle. It's a delicious metaphysical goulash of all the human emotions. I saw the film only a couple of days ago, and I'm firmly determined to see it again and again and again and again.
What is your... I'm sorry.
I want to tell you about the film that I am determined to see it 3 times a day, and if possible 5 times on Saturdays, because I'm not overdoing it. It's very much worthwhile. It's a great, great triumph for Tom Hanks, which I resent.
Very talented.
I resent it.
Yeah, of course you would.
I resent it because success in others always rubs me the wrong way. And in this particular case, it especially rubs me the wrong way because you might not know that, David. You might not know it, but I'm telling you now. About 10 months ago, I was offered the romantic lead.
You were to be the lead in the film. I didn't realize that.
In that particular film. No, now you realize it because I told you so. All right? And I accepted the offer.
You accepted it?
I accepted the offer, and I went instantly to California, and I was received with great courtesy and camaraderie and rapport, mutual rapport.
So what happened?
Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect. They loved me. I hated them. And then what happened?
Yeah.
What happened is that suddenly everything turned around and became imperfect.
That's too bad.
There was I found myself hit by an avalanche of hate mail and of threatening phone calls and hoodlums, probably.
Yeah, thugs, maybe. Yeah. Ne'er-do-wells.
Yes.
Young toughs.
Never do well, and hired to fix my wagon.
Oh, no.
And fix it I did because
Tom Hanks was
I
hired.
lost the part.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I lost the part, and Hanks got it, and he was beautiful, as always. And the next morning, they found me floating in my bathtub, more dead than alive, more naked than not.
Yeah, it's a sad story then.
Yeah, and I don't know, David.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead. You will anyway.
Did you get a hot comb for Christmas?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am squirming with delight to meet an intellectual colossus.
I know, yeah.
He asked me the right question at the right time, as always. I should be prepared for that, and each time I think he will grow up and change his ways. He doesn't.
Let me ask you about another. Now, is it true you also at one point in your career, and we don't have very little time here, I'm sorry.
No, that's too late to be sorry. You put me on so late.
Oh, well, it's just that everything else was going so well. We'll do a commercial, and then we'll come right back, okay?
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. Thank you, Paul. And your one-man show continues Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. at the 13th Street Theater, Greenwich Village, downtown, right?
Yes.
And do you have anything you would like to add about the film Burbs, The Burbs?
Well, I would like to say to you and to you folks, go and see Burbs, or else I'll come to your home one of these nights and you won't enjoy it.
Okay. Good enough. higher inducement you're not going to get. That's the show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let me remind you that you've been here for a very special evening with us. It's been Floor Crew Uniform Night. Good night, everybody. Have a nice day.